wins the starting job, 11-2 in his career, but injuries have been the issue with him.
They certainly have. You see that career, only 13 games played. So the coaches are looking for him to take a step forward, not just on the field, but also in his leadership. Andy Avalos has told us that he's been impressed with the way that he's embraced the leadership that comes with that quarterback position, and this new offense should benefit Hank Bachmeier.
I just mentioned Andy Avalos, one-time an all-conference player, captain for Boise State, now the head coach at his alma mater. 1st and 10 from the 25. Bachmeier, the fake, pitches it out. Cyrus Habibi-Likio. The transfer in from Oregon and a gain of 7 for Likio. We expected George Holani to get the start, but early on it's Habibi-Likio getting the carry.
Yeah, the Oregon transfer, they're really excited about the impact that he can make.
So 2nd and 4, and again it's Habibi-Likio, and he bounces off a tackle. And a good second effort for a gain of 10. That'll move the change for the Broncos. Already we're seeing that tempo they talked about.
Look, Tim Plow, the offensive coordinator for Boise State, told us they want to be as fast as any offense in the country with their operation, getting up to the line, snapping the football.
3rd consecutive play, no gain. Talked about the offensive coordinator, Tim Plow. He comes in from UC Davis. Wants to go at Big Cat in that defensive front. Kalia Davis was the player on the tackle, bringing up 2nd and 10. Bachmeier the fake, quick pitch to Habibi-Likio, and the Knights defense there in the backfield for a loss of 2, and there he is, Big Cat Bryant with the tackle.
Fighting off the block on the edge. It's the offensive tackle's job to seal him. Big Cat fights outside, setting up a 3rd and long. He's going to be lined up down to the bottom of your screen.
Quick snap by Bachmeier, plenty of time, looks over the middle, incomplete. That was intended for Stephon Cobbs. And Travis Williams and that defensive coordinator, first-time defensive coordinator, he's a fiery guy. This is the defense that was ranked 123rd in the country a year ago, and they get a quick punt out of the Boise State offense.
He's going to appreciate the passion that his defense played with there. You saw Big Cat Bryant, Kalia Davis, those guys up front really taking control of the game early on. That's exactly what he wanted to see from his defense on that first drive.
Joe Velasquez deep to punt for Boise State. And Amari Johnson deep to receive for the Knights. Johnson's going to field that to 22, has a crease. And it closes pretty quick, 43-yard punt, a gain of 12 yards. And now we welcome out one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and Dillon Gabriel.
Dillon Gabriel, since the second he has taken over as the starting quarterback, has made an imprint on college football as a whole. You see those career numbers, 7,000 yards, 61 touchdowns. And the thing that you're going to see, there is not a single quarterback in the country that throws a better deep ball than Dillon Gabriel. Maybe some that throw it as well, but nobody better than number 11 in black.
Gus Malzahn said of his new quarterback, he does something in every practice that makes you say, wow. And Gabriel right away rolls out of the pocket, looks right, throws right. And a gain of 9 on 1st down. Here comes the tempo, that Jalen Robinson. Tackled on the play by Tyreek Jones.
We expected a frenetic pace early, and we got it.
So 2nd and 1, that's Isaiah Bowser up the middle. Bowser, the transfer in from Northwestern, and a gain of 4 and a 1st down UCF. With Gus, the question was going to be, is he going to run his offense, or will he adjust that offense to his personnel? And Gabriel and that talented receiving core. Gabriel again, a quick drop and throw, caught by Amari Johnson. Tackled on the play by Riley Whimpey and a gain of 5.
And I think you've seen, Matt, early in this game that he's adjusted this offense. They are going to air it out more than they did at Auburn. This is going to be a Dillon Gabriel-driven offense.
Gabriel again, quick drop, quick throw, caught by Brandon Johnson, and another 1st down for Boise State. Make no mistake about it. Gus Malzahn, I'm calling ball plays. I'm back to that. There's no question.
And he's having fun doing it, too. He talked to us about how fun it's been to build this offense off of what he's done in the past. So, look, I'm a high school football coach at heart. I had to change up my offense every couple of years because I had a new quarterback. And with Dillon Gabriel, it's been a lot of fun to design what they're going to do.
So 1st and 10, Bowser remains in the backfield. There's some of that motion to give to Bowser off the right side. And that's a big gain for the big running back, gain of 11. Tackled on the play by J.L. Skinner.
How about that hole opened up by the offensive line of UCF? This is an offensive line that brings back all 5 starters, an excellent blocking tight end, and Jake Hescock, very versatile tight end as well.
Bowser again. Divine Obacheri on the tackle, and a gain of 3.
Matt, I like the way they've mixed it up. You've seen the short passing game, Dillon Gabriel dishing from side to side, and now they're starting to get the run game going inside zone on a couple straight run plays to really start to impose their will on this Boise State front.
2nd and 7. Quick start for UCF. Gabriel to throw. Has to climb the pocket. He's got this in his game. Dillon Gabriel makes a couple of men miss. And what a big gain for the quarterback. Gain of 23. Don't confuse him as just a passer. They told us deceptively, this kid has feet, he can run.
He is, especially when you get man-to-man across the board. All the backs of the defenders are turned one-on-one on the safety.
So now 1st and goal. Gabriel to keep. Goes to the end zone, and it's picked off. Tyreek LeBeouf read it perfectly. Has a convoy, and look at LeBeouf. He's going to take this thing 100 yards for the touchdown. What a turn of events for Boise State. Tyreek LeBeouf picks off Dillon Gabriel and takes it 100 yards for the touchdown. Boise State takes the lead.
Dillon Gabriel had the throw. Just a little triple option play. He's reading the end man on the line. All he has to do is put that over Tyrone LeBeouf, and it's a touchdown to Brandon Johnson. But how about the job of the defenders for Boise State, throwing blocks out front? You see J.L. Skinner. Look at Tyreek Jones running down there to escort LeBeouf into the end zone. Dillon Gabriel had the throw, though. He just made the wrong one, got a little lazy with it, had to put it over the top. Gus Malzahn's yelling for a flag, but it's a touchdown, Boise State.
So Jonah Dalmas on for the extra point. And that is one way to quiet the bounce house early. UCF was doing whatever they wanted on offense until Tyreek LeBeouf picks it off, goes 100 yards. What a start, Boise State up 7-0.
Welcome back. Here's a replay of that Boise State interception. So Dillon Gabriel is going to read the end man on the line of scrimmage. Roll it, guys. It's just triple option football. That end man comes down. He pulls it. Now freeze it here. He's got Brandon Jones in the back of the end zone. He just has to put that ball over the top, roll it. He makes the wrong throw. It goes right to Tyreek LeBeouf. And then a litany of Boise State defenders escort him into the end zone. They had exactly what they wanted, Matt, just didn't execute it down the stretch.
That was a Broncos convoy that led to the touchdown. Johnny Richardson deep to receive for the night. He's going to bring this thing out. Takes it just past the 16-yard line. And if you're UCF, you have to feel pretty good up until that point about that first offensive possession. You were able to move your way down the field, just that costly mistake and a great return for the touchdown.
Well, they were rolling, and even if you're Gus Malzahn, you come to the sideline and say, guys, we had exactly what we wanted. Our quarterback, who's been excellent for us, we just didn't execute. Go back out, do the exact same thing. It'll be interesting to see the adjustments that Boise State makes on this drive, though.
Let's go down to Harry Lyles Jr. for a story on a quarterback and his head coach. Harry?
Yeah, guys, Gus Malzahn didn't seem too fazed by that when he came over to Dillon Gabriel and gave him a handshake, pat on the head, and said, hey, man, just keep it going.
We start the drive with Bowser. Bowser, one of those transfers in for Malzahn. We mentioned Big Cat, Bowser, another one of them. They're leaning heavily on some of the transfer portal players, but a lot of talent, a lot of skill coming back in Malzahn's first year here at UCF. So a gain of 5. Bowser takes it again. Another hard run, flag on the play. Tackled by J.L. Skinner.
During the run, holding, offense, number 68, 10-yard penalty, still second down.
UCF's done a nice job at the second half of that last drive and the first 2 plays of this one, getting something going on the ground. Now you're behind the chains. Probably put the ball back in Dillon Gabriel's hands to try and get some of this back.
Yeah, Marcus Tatum, the left tackle, the guilty party, though. This is an offensive line that has experienced 88 career starts at UCF for this front. So Gabriel, plenty of experience behind him. Kind of a wraparound handoff right up the middle, tackled by Scott Matlock. That was Johnny Richardson on the carry, gain of 14.
Excellent call by Gus Malzahn. Boise State's expecting exactly what I said. Go back to the pass game, put the ball in Dillon Gabriel's hand. So you call the draw, the offensive line parts the Red Sea. Johnny Richardson does a nice job making it 3rd and short.
Yeah, got that penalty back and then some. Now 3rd and 2. Ryan O'Keefe in motion. Gabriel rolls right, flag on the play, rolls left. Pass incomplete, intended for Robinson.
Offside. Defense, number 94, 5-yard penalty. The yardage results in a first down.
That's frustrating for Andy Avalos. You get the penalty, your defense gives up a big run to make it 3rd and short, and then you jump off sides. Some of those first game jitters.
So ball spotted just inside the 30. Gabriel to throw. Has to escape the pocket, does a nice job across his body. That throw high, incomplete, intended for O'Keefe. And that's J.L. Skinner.
It's really nice coverage down the field. While that ball is high, Skinner makes sure that O'Keefe has no shot of bringing it down. But it's the coverage that created the pressure on Dillon Gabriel. And without a premier pass rusher, they're going to have to do that from time to time against this experienced UCF front.
Play fake, plenty of time. Gabriel's got to pull it down and slide. Gain of 1, bringing up 3rd down.
Tried to hit a double move on that one. Gus Malzahn said he was going to take some shots. Couldn't quite find Jalen Robinson down the field.
So 3rd and 9, Gabriel to his left, can't find anybody. And he's forced to throw it out of bounds. Good defensive series out of Boise State after the penalty to advance it to a first down. They again force UCF off the field on a punt.
I think Dillon Gabriel may have missed one there. Jalen Robinson sat down in that zone and had found a little pocket of space. It was a small window, but one that I think Dillon Gabriel could have hit had he seen him. Nonetheless, an excellent stop by Boise State after being tired. I mean, that entire defense ran 100 yards. They're right back on the field, and they go out and get the stop.
Andrew Austin to punt for UCF. Stephon Cobbs deep for Boise State. That'll be blown dead. False start on UCF.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 27, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Roddy, you mentioned, look, there's no preseason in college football. So you're going to get some early slop on both sides of the ball, at least for the first quarter here or so. So Austin will give it another go. Cobb's fair catch it. Boise State will take over the 21-yard line. We'll see Bachmeier and the Broncos up 7-0 midway through the first.
ESPN Thursday Night College Football is brought to you by T-Mobile. Don't miss the T-Mobile kickoff concert with Old Dominion, streaming live on the band's Facebook and YouTube Saturday at noon Eastern.
Richie Grant, Aaron Robinson, just the latest UCF Knights that have found their way into the NFL. Matt Berry, Roddy Jones with you, Harry Lyles Jr., third member of our team. Dante Culpepper, one of them. And you look at Dylan Gabriel, one of 3 quarterbacks to throw for 3,000 yards. Dante Culpepper, of course, Mackenzie Milton, the other. Just a long lineage of great quarterbacks to play here at UCF. The defense is on the field. Hank Bachmeier, second drive for them. First drive, 4 rushes and a pass that was incomplete. All ground game for the Broncos early. The shovel there to Habibi Likio. And it's Big Cat Bryant again.
Big Cat Bryant made his presence felt on that first drive. They go right back at him, trying to put him in a bind with that shovel pass. He sniffs it out. He has made an impact early.
So 2nd and 9, Bachmeier throws it incomplete. Looked a little disheveled before the snap there. They're trying to run that tempo. Weren't ready to get that play off.
Yeah, early season, guys kind of running around. It's hard to communicate with the noise. And UCF's being aggressive. They're moving a lot.
Let's go down to Harry Lyles. Harry, how loud is it down there?
Guys, the bounce house is living up to its name. Andy Avalos told us that they were putting in crowd noise to make it happen, and it's going on right now.
Again, no fans in 2020. Take a listen to how loud it is there for Bachmeier on 3rd and 9.
Gotta love it. Looks like they were getting man-to-man just a second ago, but they checked, UCF checked. You've got press on the outside.
Bachmeier over the middle, bobbled and caught. C.T. Thomas stayed with it, gain of 12. First down of the play, covered by Bryson Armstrong.
Well, you had press man on the outside, but the 2 slots were off. Allowed C.T. Thomas to run a little slant. Hey, Bachmeier sees it, completes it, and even though you got the bobble, you also got the first down.
It's a big conversion there for the Broncos. The fake to Habibi Likio. Bachmeier, quick throw, and a good strike caught by Octavius Evans. That was Quadric Bollard on the tackle, gain of 11.
So really nice throw by Hank Bachmeier. Wanted to go to his receiver in the flat. Was covered up by UCF, so he goes to that second level. Delivers an absolute dart to Octavius Evans.
Still no Khalil Shakir, but you know his name's going to be involved at some point.
Matty just trotted out on the field. He's in that sort of nasty split to the top of your screen. You'll see him in just a second on the line of scrimmage.
So first down, ball at the 44-yard line. Fake pitch, Bachmeier pressured, steps up in a pocket, and a good throw and catch. You call for him, you ask for him. There's Shakir, gain of 17, first down Boise State.
He's the do-everything receiver for Boise State on a deep over route. A nice job of continuing to fight, but how about Hank Bachmeier evading the rush?
They go back to the ground, Cyrus Habibi Likio. Let's go back to the studio and Kevin Connors real quick.
All right, Matt, Minnesota led Ohio State 14-10 at the half, but the Buckeyes opened the second half with a 7-play, 81-yard drive. C.J. Stroud to preseason first-team All-American Chris Olave. Covered 38 yards, made it 17-14 V. Ohio State, but hang on, seconds ago, Mohamed Ibrahim. He's already over 100 yards rushing. His second TD run of the game, Matt. It's 21-17 Gophers.
Kevin, thank you back here. Bachmeier, quick throw over the middle. And that's caught by Riley Smith, the tight end. Some chunk yardage here for Boise State. Gain of 11, Bryson Armstrong on the tackle.
Really like the command that Hank Bachmeier has shown on this drive. Tim Plow has found some things that work for him. You've gotten Khalil Shakir into the game and involved, and I really like Riley Smith, this tight end, former quarterback that has shown a lot of promise with his ball skills and his route running ability.
Bibi Likio motions back into the backfield. 25-yard line, UCF territory. They bring the blitz. Bachmeier sets his feet, throws it high, incomplete, intended for Shakir. Devon Wilson on the coverage.
5 different receivers Hank Bachmeier has completed passes to. That one's just a little bit high. He had his receiver once again.
Look. For 22 yards, first and goal, Boise State.
Well, Boise State goes unbalanced. They kick the tight end to the right and then run back to the nub side, getting the puller out front. Some excellent blocks by the offensive line, and there's no defensive backs there because all the receivers and tight ends are on the other side.
Here comes tempo, here comes Van Buren, and a touchdown, Boise State. What a drive by Hank Bachmeier, Tim Plow, and that Boise State offense. 10 plays, 78 yards, and a 13-0 lead on the road.
Down near the goal line, that offensive line getting a massive push. You saw big number 68, Jake Stetz, in the end zone, powering his way for his running back, Andrew Van Buren.
Extra point attempt on its way and good. 3 minutes, 46 seconds is all it took. And right now, Boise State making a statement on the road, 14-0. Boise State running back George Holani, who missed most of last season with injuries. We expected him to be the starting running back tonight. He has been ruled out for undisclosed reasons. So Cyrus Habibi Likio, the transfer in from Oregon, got the start. You saw Andrew Van Buren score the touchdown. So Roddy, a player we expected a lot out of tonight, George Holani, he will not play for Boise State.
Yeah, but Habibi Likio and Van Buren have provided depth in that running back room. So I think Boise's going to be okay. Missing Holani is going to be big though.
Johnny Richardson's this time is going to bang a knee in the end zone. UCF will take over 1st and 10 at the 25 after a punt on their last possession. Roddy, what does UCF need to get going here? We saw them drive down the field, turn the ball over, and then they punted on the last possession.
Well, on that first drive, it was short passes that got them into tempo, and then they started running the football. They just got to get back to that. Of the 2 drives, you had one really good drive that obviously ended in the interception, and the one drive that stalled a little bit. Just go back to what you were doing on that first drive. The short passes, get Dylan Gabriel going, put the game in his hands.
So an early 14-0 hole, 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Gabriel, quick throw to the outside. That's O'Keefe for a gain of 3.
Tyreek Jones flew up from the secondary to initially slow down Ryan O'Keefe.
And again, quick footwork out of Gabriel to the outside, caught Amari Johnson, gain of 5. We're seeing now Dylan Gabriel, quick snap throw.
You go with the swing pass first, the little bubble screen, and then a quick pass out to the sideline that has you in 3rd and short. This is a situation where Gus Malzahn can opt to go with the run, you're close enough, or you can go with another one of those short passes.
So now 3rd and 3. Gabriel to his left. He's able to squeak it in there. Caught. Markel Reed on the tackle. Going to be enough for a first down, but I believe we've got a flag on the play.
Now from player downfield, offense number 68, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's the second on the left tackle, Marcus Tatum.
Unfortunate, it's a called rollout. So you would think those offensive linemen just hanging out at the line of scrimmage. But they get caught after getting the first down. It's going to put them in a 3rd and 8. Obvious pass situation. Let's see if Boise State brings pressure.
Here comes the pressure, picked up. Gabriel brought down and sacked. Scott Matlock. The player they told us is difficult for the offense to handle. Gets the sack. It'll be another punt for UCF.
Scott Matlock, usually in the middle of that defense, lines up on the edge. Just a bull rush under the tackle, pushes him back, comes underneath, sacks Dylan Gabriel. You know, Matt, one of the things that we were wondering was how was Boise State going to hold up when they went in man-to-man coverage? They did it well there. Matlock gets the sack.
That ball actually popped loose. UCF able to fall back on it. Stephon Cobbs deep to receive the punt. Yelling Peter, get the team out of there. Ball's gonna roll just over the 25-yard line. 26 is where we'll see Hank Bachmeier, 51-yard punt. And I tell you what, we have a really, really good weekend of college football coming up, don't we?
It's gonna be awesome, man. I'm fired up. This game got delayed, but it's exciting.
That's fine. It got delayed, but we're playing it. Miami, Ohio at number 8, Cincinnati. Talking about the big weekend coming up. This on ESPN Plus, the AAC on ESPN Plus. You're watching American right now on ESPN, but plenty of games to sign up for. ESPNplus.com/AAC. Bachmeier back. A 14-0 lead. And that's Van Buren coming off the touchdown up the middle for a gain of 2. What we saw out of the offense last possession, first possession they went heavy run, no throw. Last possession, heavy throw, minimal run, opened it up for them to score.
Yeah, and they started with the pass last possession. Then as they got closer, they went to that run, and Hank Bachmeier looked fantastic early on. Then they relied on the running backs to finish it.
Second and 8, Bachmeier pulls it over the middle. Good throw, caught Stephon Cobbs. And a gain of 18. Tackled on the play by Corey Thornton. Let's quickly go to the studio and Kevin Connors.
Hey, Matty, game day at Rocky Top. Few things in college football like it. And the Joe Milton, Josh Heupel era is off to a strong start. Tyon Evans, 19 yards. To the Checkers, 28-6. The Vols in front.
Kevin, thank you. While we stepped away, Tyneil Hopper caught it for a gain of 6.
One of the stories of this game early on is Boise State has shown the ability to win in man-to-man coverage. Hank Bachmeier's been getting the ball out quick so that pass rush hasn't caught in there, and it has not been the same on that UCF side. It's kind of opposite of what we expected coming in.
So 2nd and 4 back in Knights territory. Bachmeier looks right, throws left. And that one just got away from him, incomplete, bringing up 3rd down.
Seven different receivers. Hank Bachmeier's been spreading the ball out. No Khalil Shakir on the field right now. You've got 2 tight ends. Both of them down to the bottom of your screen. Looks like they're going to get man-to-man coverage across the board.
Shakir just the 2 targets here towards the end of the first quarter. Big 3rd and 4. Bachmeier fake, rolls right, quick throw, has his man, and a first down for Boise State. That's Billy Bowens for a gain of 8. Brought down by the Auburn transfer, Marco Damio.
Well, Bowens was lined up on the left side, comes across behind the line of scrimmage to the right out to the flat. Defender couldn't keep up.
There's that tempo right away. Kurt Rafdahl for a gain of 9. And now you're seeing that Tim Plow tempo. I mean, they're going.
They're rolling. And completed passes allow you to get into that. Successful runs allow you to get into that. First downs allow you to get into that. And they really have this UCF defense on their heels. They haven't been able to get to Hank Bachmeier like they did on that first drive. And thus, the receivers have been getting open and Bachmeier's been dealing.
So no gain. Big Cat there on the tackle. That likely the final play of what has been a very entertaining first quarter. You had to wait a couple hours, but when we kicked off here at the Bounce House, you saw Boise State take an interception, 100 yards for the first score, and the Broncos came in with Hank Bachmeier and crew, and right now they are up 14-0 on Gus Malzahn and UCF in our Thursday night kickoff here on ESPN.
Tell me how you feel. I'm too good for my own good. I won't leak the album.
Matt Barry, Roddy Jones back with you. Second quarter here at the Bounce House. Boise State UCF season opener for these group of 5 powers. But right now it is Hank Bachmeier and Boise State up 14-0.
And Matt, this is a huge play for this UCF defense. I mean, all the momentum was on their side after an early stop. The offense goes down the field. But since that interception, all the momentum has been with Boise.
3rd and 2. Bachmeier gets under center. Shakir in motion, takes it on the jet sweep, and that's what you get out of Khalil Shakir. They will line him up anywhere and everywhere and give him the football.
All he needs is a little crease, and that's what he gets out there on the perimeter. I like the call from Tim Plow. Get your playmaker into space quickly and let him get you a couple yards for the first down.
So another first down for Boise State. The drive continues. Trips left for the Broncos. And the give to Van Buren, who is running hard. Tackled on the play by Devontae Brown. And without Holani, Andrew Van Buren taking advantage. Flag on the play. Tentatively a gain of 13.
You're in the run. Holding. Offense. Number 66. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
It's Ben Dooley, the right tackle, called for holding.
To the left side of your screen, you see 66 coming through. Just grabs the shoulder pad of the defender, Anthony Montalvo. Negates a really good run. He didn't need to do that. 94 wasn't getting out there making the tackle. Montalvo, you want him one-on-one with the running back
right.
if you're Boise State.
So now 1st and 16, ball back to 30. Bachmeier, quick toss out right to Habibi Likio. He goes for the jump, and he pays for it dearly. Tatum Bethune with the big hit. That was a regrettable gain of 1 for Habibi Likio.
As a running back, I don't know at what point you decide to make the jump. I was never that guy because that's the exact reason. I always felt like I was going to take a shot in the back.
So Bachmeier to throw, quick out, caught by Evans. Brown on the tackle and a gain of 9.
Really good decision by Bachmeier. Basically cuts it in half to get you to a 3rd and more manageable. See where they go here. UCF has shown that they'll go man-to-man, particularly in these situations. So I look for Khalil Shakir first and foremost if I'm Hank Bachmeier, but really all of his receivers have been getting open.
And right now a guessing game for UCF. 8 different players have caught a ball for Boise State. 3rd and 5. Bachmeier feeling the pressure, gets it away, caught, and Shakir able to sneak away. What a cut by Khalil Shakir in the effort. Touchdown, Broncos. 19 yards from the guy they call Swiss. And he just showed you why. Does a little bit of everything. And what about this statement from Hank Bachmeier and Boise State?
Well, Boise State has gone tempo, tempo, tempo. They decide to huddle, snap the ball quickly, and then just get the ball to Shakir. But it's the tackling from UCF that makes this play. You gotta bring number 2 down. He's got a running back mentality when he gets the ball in his hands. Gotta wrap up, bring him down. UCF, poor tackling, cost him as Khalil Shakir puts the ball in the end zone.
Bethune, who just had the big hit a moment ago, missed his tackle, slipped. And it allowed Shakir, the all-everything receiver, to complete the 12-play, 73-yard drive. And the bounce house is quiet. Watch this effort by Shakir. Another big drive by the Broncos. Right now, Boise State up 21-0 to start the second quarter. Tim Plow said of his offense at Boise State, you haven't seen the best of Hank Bachmeier yet. Well, early on, this offense, 12 plays, 73 yards, and that touchdown by Khalil Shakir. Bachmeier, 11 of 15, 122 yards and a touchdown. So they have certainly given their defense some points to work with, Roddy. Pretty stunning start here at the Bounce House.
It has been, especially when you look at the way the first two offensive series went. Boise State had to punt. UCF goes down, almost scores. The interception turned everything.
Andy Avalos certainly liking what he sees. Kick goes into the end zone. Let's go to the studio and Kevin Connors.
Hey, Matty, fourth lead change of the game in Minneapolis. Minnesota up 21-17 when C.J. Stroud, the replacement for Justin Fields, finds Garrett Wilson 56 yards when it's all said and done. Second TD pass for Stroud. And then moments ago, Tanner Morgan going to be inhaled by Zach Harrison. Big Haskell Garrett, the scoop and score. We love the big guy TD. 14 unanswered for the Buckeyes, who lead it by 10.
Kevin Connors, thank you. Matt Berry, Roddy Jones, Harry Lyles Jr. here on the call. Happy to be a part of the Thursday night package with you this year. See if we can't get some offense here out of UCF. And Bowser, what a nice cut by Isaiah Bowser. That's the big play the Knights needed. Gain of 30, the Northwestern transfer. Moves the chains, taken by Kekala Canillo, and now the tempo out of Gus and UCF. Nothing doing there for Bowser.
On that play 2 plays ago, Isaiah Bowser does an excellent job of showing the patience and then sets up the defender coming from the secondary, fakes him out, slips underneath, and then shows he's got a little bit of a burst down the field. See if that gets UCF going a little bit. It got him into their tempo, but a no gain had him slow down a little bit.
Back-to-back plays by Canillo, one of their defensive leaders. Gabriel forced to step up in the pocket and avoid the rush. And another big gain. Slides safely does Dylan Gabriel. J.L. Skinner, the man there, gain of 25. Here come the Knights.
Another situation where Boise has man-to-man and they cover up all the receivers, but there's no one left for Dylan Gabriel. Offensive line does a nice job of shoving their guys by. There's nobody there for the quarterback.
Gabriel, 4 rushes, 42 yards. Again, not known for his ability to run, but he's got it in him. And he's got UCF moving the ball. Gabriel sets his feet, looks right, goes over the middle, and a wide open touchdown, UCF. What an answer by Alec Holler for the touchdown. 23 yards, and now we have ourselves a ball game. Four plays, 75 yards, and 1 minute and 27 seconds. Just when you think you've got all of Gus Malzahn's weapons on you, he drops you an Alec Holler.
Well, look, if you haven't watched UCF the last 4 seasons, this is what they do. No lead is ever safe. That's a response.
Daniel Amarski's kick is good. You know, maybe that bounce house crowd just a little quiet, but Gabriel and company come back, and Alec Holler has him hollering. Now 21-7 in the second.
ESPN Thursday Night College Football is brought to you by Peloton.
The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, which capped off the undefeated season for UCF. Scott Frost, 34-27. They beat Gus Malzahn and Auburn. And there you see their 2017 National Champions placard at the stadium here at the Bounce House. Now this is a sport way back in its history. It goes back to teams claiming national champions. UCF undefeated, didn't get a shot at the playoff. They're like, you know what? We're national champions.
All you need is one person to vote you #1 in the polls. They got a poll, put them at #1. Claim your national championship, UCF. Let's go.
Back before the Bowl Alliance and the BCS and all that, the playoff, it was claim a national championship. UCF a perfect season. Flag on the play as Cobbs is going to find some room to the outside. That was one of the most polarizing topics in college football for the entire offseason, 17-18.
It was fantastic. I got a national championship shirt from UCF.
Did you?
Yeah. It's still around somewhere, I think. I got to pull it out and find it.
So Gus Malzahn, very familiar.
During the return, block in the back. Return team, #7. Half the distance, first down.
Familiar with what this program has to offer. In fact, he told us earlier in the week that it's better than he thought. We asked him, what was your expectations when you came in to take the UCF job? And he said, I got here, I knew it was going to be good. It's better than when I thought. You're looking at Andy Avalos, the first-year head coach at Boise State. He's also in his first game as head coach, period. And he knew what he was getting into because of his history with this program.
This is a great opportunity for Gus Malzahn's defense. Your offense finally got something going again. You've got Boise State backed up deep.
So Bachmeier rolls left, quick throw, caught, Cobbs, gain of 17.
Man, I really like that play from Tim Plow. Rolling Hank Bachmeier out, you get the quick out by the receiver, it leverages the defense, you get the easy completion.
And their right guard, Jacob Stetz, is not in the lineup. He's in the medical tent. The defensive line all over Habibi Likio. And a loss of 4.
I'm not seeing Boise State behind the sticks a whole lot in this game. 2nd and 13. Set up here. The last time they did, Hank Bachmeier with a wise decision. Go short, receiver made it a 3rd manageable. So they go to here.
Back to the run, back to Habibi Likio. He makes a nice cut to the outside. Tackled by Jeremiah Jean-Baptiste for a gain of 7.
UCF just loses leverage on the outside. Habibi Likio sets it up by pressing the line of scrimmage. That quick jump cut gets him out. And again, Boise able to cut it down to a 3rd and 7, 3rd and manageable. Look at the splits. They've got a couple receivers down to the bottom that you can't even see. One-on-one to the top.
Bachmeier pressure from Big Cat, forced to throw it away. You get a touchdown, and now you get a punt. Here comes a little bit of momentum for the Knights.
Well, they talk about winning your matchup, and in man-to-man coverage across the board, UCF won. It gave enough time for that pressure to get there. Big Cat Bryant off the edge. We talked about him in the open, the impact that he was going to have, that potential that he has. He has shown it here today, really making his presence felt, dominating his matchup.
They said all you need to know about him is Velasquez gets set to punt, Amari Johnson deep to receive. He's been voted captain on 2 different teams.
How about that?
He's a captain here at UCF. A flag on the play as Amari Johnson steps away from it. We'll get the call for a punt of 47. Again, David Alvarez, our referee tonight.
Here are the kick. Holding. Return team, #0. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down. Excuse me, from the end of the kick.
Titus Mikhail Adiamalo, the freshman. Flagged for holding. That's going to back UCF up.
UCF was really able to get stuff going on the last drive off the backs of that great run by Isaiah Bowser and the legs of Dylan Gabriel. Now, they haven't scripted Dillon Gabriel running, but that's got to be something that Andy Avalos is talking to his defense about. Hey, if we're in man-to-man and you've got those guys have their backs turned, someone has to account for the quarterback.
Coming into the game, the prep for Avalos and their defense was, hey, we got to watch what Gus did at Auburn, which is what you have to do, but we also know what kind of quarterback Dillon Gabriel is, so we're expecting a little bit of everything out of this offense. And Gabriel, the quick throw to the right, good block there. Makayo Adiamala just flagged on the play. He gets the reception for a gain of 3.
But Jalen Robinson out there on the edge throws the cut block on the defender to spring Makayo Adiamala.
So now we're seeing some of those short intermediate throws for Gabriel. He's able to set his feet now, throws left, and it's incomplete.
You mentioned the short to intermediate throws. We haven't seen UCF be able to take a shot downfield yet. They've tried a double move to Jalen Robinson one time. That's really the only time Dillon Gabriel has had a look that he might go downfield. Now here on 3rd and 7, certainly not. You're going to get Jalen Robinson in the slot to the bottom though.
3rd and 7. Gabriel, pressured, steps up, and it's incomplete, intended for Brandon Johnson. And that was J.L. Skinner on the coverage, no flag on the play, and a quick 3 and out for UCF.
Bang, bang play there on the back end. I thought a good no call by the referees. Got there, seemed like right as the ball got there.
And Shane Irwin applied that pressure. Stephon Cobbs deep to receive the Austin punt. And he mishit that one. He's going to bounce out at the 47-yard line. So a 30-yard punt. Couple of defensive stops for both Boise State and UCF. Broncos still up 21-7. Thousands affected by Hurricane Ida urgently need support. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and to help people recover from this disaster. It has been a wild weather situation all over the country. And if you can give, please do redcross.org/ESPN. So here comes Hank Bachmeier on the night, 12 of 17, 138 yards and a touchdown. Starts this series in UCF territory. Van Buren pulls it out. Bachmeier over the middle. Good play fake there, caught by Cobbs. Gain of 13, Bullard on the coverage.
I think Bachmeier had forever to see the corner blitz coming from Devontae Brown. Roderick Bullard on the coverage. A nice catch, though.
I was going to say, strong hands out of Cobbs.
Yeah.
So 1st and 10, Van Buren looked for a second like he was going to pull up and throw. He elected not to. And Kalia Davis and Big Cat right on him for a loss of 4.
Yeah, and you can see Van Buren, a little bit of confusion. The offensive lineman getting pushed in the backfield. I'm not sure. It looked to me like he was going to pull up too.
It looked like something was dialed up.
But the receivers were downfield blocking. I mean, so he looks like he's going to take that and go. Riley Smith gets pushed in the backfield.
Situation. He looked back at the quarterback and said, what are you doing?
Was I on the wrong play there?
Maybe we had the right play call. He didn't.
Yeah.
2nd and 14, loss of 4. Bachmeier sets up the slip screen to Evans. And Octavius Evans has had a busy night. That'd be a gain of 3, so another 3rd down for the Knights defense.
Mr. Everything, Khalil Shakir not on the field. Boise State going with tempo, though.
Quick work out of Bachmeier, sets his feet, throws a strike, caught Billy Bowens. Depends on the spot. And they're going to move him forward for a first down. Corey Thornton on the coverage and tackle, gain of 11, move the chains.
And it's a great route by Billy Bowens. Pushes the cornerback Corey Thornton past the line of scrimmage, comes back to it. They're going to get this one blown dead.
As if his knee could have been down shy of that first down. There's a timeout on the field.
Rolling on film is a first down. Previous play is under further review.
All right, so they're going to look and see if his knee was down. We're going to step away during the review. Right now, it stands. It's called a first down on the field. We'll see if the evidence says otherwise when we come back. No drama there. First down, Broncos. Van Buren gets the hard one and then some. Devontae Brown on the tackle. He got to that second level to move the chains.
Goes right behind Tyneil Hopper, the big tight end, and also Scott Matlock, the big defensive tackle, both on that left side, collapsing it down. Van Buren able to get the first down.
How about Van Buren having a big night again? We told you a little while ago, George Holani, the running back we thought would be the starter, was ruled out about 45 minutes prior to the game. Empty backfield now, 1st and 10. Bachmeier looks left, throws left, overthrows his receiver, Riley Smith.
It's a good job by Derek Gaines on the back end of that too, pulling off and not hitting Riley Smith. But the throw is just a little too high. Ooh. You see Gaines pulling up there at the end. Gave him a little shot, but pulls out of there. That would have been an easy situation. You can lay into a guy. Those are the hits that targeting is taken out of the game. Well done by Gaines on the back end.
Ricky Barber applied the pressure for Bachmeier to throw it over. Now 2nd and 10, no flag. And in the backfield, Van Buren turned a lot of nothing into a loss of 1. Could have been much worse. As Derek Gaines made the tackle, Kalia Davis found himself in the backfield early. It's another 3rd down opportunity for the UCF defense.
Yeah, you get a look at George Holani, who's missing from that running back spot. We have not called Kalia Davis 22 in black. We haven't called his name a lot. It's a guy they're really excited about. He's right in the middle of your screen. He's going to try and provide pressure from that spot.
Bachmeier, quick throw to the outside, caught by Evans. That's a play call that says get as many yards as you can. We're going to either put ourselves in an opportunity for a shorter field goal or a 4th and short.
This is an interesting situation. You're 4th and about 4 yards, 3 to 4 yards. Do you go for it here? I think I'd go ahead and kick the field goal. You've gotten it once. 3 yards is a lot. It looks like Andy Avalos decided the same.
Jonah Dalmas on to attempt the field goal attempts, 32 yards. Daniel Cantrell, the snapper. Connor Ritter, the holder. Dalmas' kick splits the uprights, 24-7. Boise State able to get some points, victory for UCF without a touchdown. About 5:06 left in the first half. Dylan Gabriel and the Knights offense needs to start to go.
Yeah, and they get the ball back in the second half. So if you're Gus Malzahn, that's what you're thinking and you're telling your offense. But I actually think it's a decent job by this Boise offense. You had a surge from UCF. You're able to get the ball back and give your defense some time to regroup before you see Dylan Gabriel and this crew again.
Tonight kicks off, like I said, a remarkable weekend of college football. And Saturday, college football is back on ABC, a triple header, capped off by the monster game of the weekend. Number 5, Georgia squares off against number 3, Clemson and Charlotte. With Heisman hopeful quarterbacks leading their teams, you got JT Daniels back. Can he be the difference maker? DJ Uiagalelei starting for Clemson. Trevor Lawrence off to the NFL, 7:30 Eastern. Also on ESPN app, one tap. There's a look at the quarterback breakdown. A lot of people think, hey, Georgia has the experience at quarterback. Could this be the difference maker? Is DJU's trying to be the next great Clemson QB?
Look at that. 390 yards is what he averaged in 2 starts. And those didn't come against nobody. That was against Boston College. And over 400 yards against Notre Dame. A lot of excitement in Clemson, South Carolina.
School record.
School record, yeah.
Against that Notre Dame. It was a loss, but still a school record for passing yards. Can't wait for that game, and can't wait for a Kevin Connors hosted halftime. KC, what do you got?
Yes, Maddie, coming up on the Twisted Tea halftime report. Much more on the terrific Big Ten opener between the Ohio State and Minnesota. We'll get Nick Saban's expectations for a new season of football and whether or not this is his last contract in Tuscaloosa. Plus, the start of the Josh Heupel era in Knoxville, Tennessee in action. All coming up when you join me and Sam Acho at the half. Maddie?
Give love to KC and Acho, Mike Diesenhoff, and that studio crew. Working extra tonight because of the weather delay. So our thanks to them for filling for us. Here comes Dylan Gabriel, UCF. Big play fake, open up. Looked deep, checked back down for a nice gain out of Ryan O'Keefe. And a gain of 11 for a first down, forced out by J.L. Skinner.
That was your shot play from UCF. Looking deep down the field for his receivers, didn't find him. Wise decision to dump it to O'Keefe.
As you had said, we haven't seen him take a shot yet. Pitch out to Bowser. That was a very Auburn play. Bowser, the quarterback run, pitch, and another solid gain of 11, another first down.
And watch the hesitation by Dylan Gabriel and what it does to 38, Dimitri Washington. Just holds him long enough where he's not able to get there on the toss, and you get a big first down from the running back.
Bowser, 7 carries, 63 yards in his debut. Whistle that dead. Looks like Boise State's going to take a timeout. So a little bit of momentum here before the half.
30 seconds in lane.
For UCF. Roddy, what have you seen? Give me your first half impression so far on what you've seen out of the UCF offense.
I think it's been a little disjointed. I mean, you saw early the quick passes, the ability to move the ball down the field. The most successful, the most consistent they've had, consistent success that they've had has been in the run game. And they've tended to get away from that a little bit, have not been able to be as explosive as we thought. So I think it's a feeling out process, you know, not quite sure what you were going to get from this Boise State defense. Spencer Danielson had been at Boise State. Andy Avalos comes over from Oregon, kind of preparing for a bunch of different things. Haven't quite found the rhythm outside of a couple of drives where they've been able to run the football and complete short passes.
We're talking about taking the shots. Dylan Gabriel hasn't had that opportunity yet. And Boise State said, look, they got a lot of 100-meter guys, so we're worried about that. Let's see if Gabriel looks deep this time. And he overthrows his intended receiver. Jalen Robinson has had a quiet night. Riley Wimpy was in the way.
And I think Dylan Gabriel on that one was just a little too early. If he waits a half beat longer, he's got a little bit bigger window to throw that ball into. Doesn't necessarily have to get it over the defender.
So 2nd and 10. UCF all 3 timeouts. Here comes the blitz. Picked up nicely. Gabriel taking a shot. Covered on the play. Perfect by Kekala Canillo. And we've been waiting to call Canillo's name. He was able to run one-on-one with Jalen Robinson. What coverage by Kekala Canillo.
We talked about it before the game. Was Boise going to be able to hold up with the speed of UCF? And Kekala Canillo says absolutely. What a play. Doesn't interfere with the receiver. Keeps his poise, reaches out, ball hits him on the back of the head. Not a bad throw, but better coverage.
Early movement. That's going to be Lakali Polule.
Ball start. Offense. Number 77, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So 3rd and 15 after backing the Knights up 5 yards. Costly penalty when you're trying to get points before the half. Gabriel over the middle has a man caught. Brandon Johnson covered on the play by Markel Reed, a gain of 11.
4th and 8. UCF's hurrying up, 4th and 4. UCF's hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. Gus is thinking about it and sends the punt team out. I think that's what you do here. You can't give the ball back at midfield to this Boise State offense the way they've been playing. Punt the ball away, make them drive the length of the field before halftime.
First half boos there for that decision, but you're right, pin them deep, you get the ball back, see if your defense can get you off the field.
And you've got 3 timeouts, so there's plenty of time for another drive if you can get a stop.
So Austin, his job is to hit a 9-iron inside the 10. Goes into the end zone for the touchback. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. As always, thank you, All-State. So Boise State still 2 timeouts. You mentioned UCF 3 timeouts. They've got an opportunity if they get them off the field to have the ball again. Not what they wanted out of Austin on the punt.
No, not exactly. And that punt actually hit just in the field of play and almost stayed in, but dribbled into the end zone.
Must not have been a Vokey.
Yeah. And almost looked like one of your 9-irons, and it ended up like one of my 9-irons where you don't want it.
My 9-iron's check, son. So 1st and 10 at the 20. See what Plow does in this 3-minute offense. Ball on the ground. Bachmeier recovers, and he pays for it. Nowhere to go. Jeremiah Jean-Baptiste with the tackle for loss of 7.
Well, you got a break if you're UCF. The errant snap. Hank Bachmeier can't do anything but try and get away. You've got UCF behind the chains. You have to get a stop here if you're UCF's defense. You got them in 2nd and long. 2nd and 17, get the ball back to your offense, and now Boise's going to milk the clock.
So because of the mistake, too, now you get to pin them a little bit deep, force UCF to use those timeouts now as the clock ticks down to about 2.5. 2nd and 17 now. The bounce house is getting loud. And that's Habibi Likio. He's met, tackled right away by a host of Knights. Anthony Montavo led the way. Jean-Baptiste also in on it, bringing up a 3rd down.
If I'm UCF, I like the decision here. Save your timeouts. On the other side, Boise State, run the ball again. Try and force one of those timeouts out. Take as much time as you can. It's not like UCF needs a ton of it, but your defense has been doing a nice job against an explosive offense.
So 3rd and 17 for defensive coordinator Travis Williams and his unit. Play clock under 5. Bachmeier gets it off. Habibi Likio to the outside, tackled immediately by Kalia Davis. We called his name. Gus bangs the timeout. Minute 37 left. UCF going to get the ball in an opportunity.
Plenty of time, and they're going to get good field position too, unless you get a monster punt from Boise State. This is exactly why you punt the ball in that situation that Gus was in. Really nice job by Kalia Davis, a guy that they are fired up about after him not playing at all last year.
So what you're saying, fans, settle down. There's a reason you make that little early boo.
The boo birds come out way too early. Let Gus cook.
You know?
Does it? He punts the ball. His defense gets a big stop. They take advantage of it. Now it's up to the offense to go 2 for 1. You get the ball right before halftime. You get the ball after halftime. If you're able to get 2 touchdowns in, you got a 3-point game, and we are talking completely differently.
I'll have you know, Gus Malzahn told us the job change is refreshing.
Yeah.
Said he was out of coaching for 8 weeks, wanted to get back to coaching in 2. Little early boo, but he'll turn those into cheers real quick if they can get down and get some points on the board with the ball to start the 2nd half. So a big punt here at a Joel Velasquez. And a good punt at Joel Velasquez. That was the freshman, Titus Mikhail Adiamala.
You can't let that punt hit the ground. Not in that situation.
Kyle Adiamala gambled and lost. Punt of 61 yards. All right, this season, Taco Bell is welcoming back one of the best parts of college football, the student sections. The Live Moss student section of the year contest has returned. Go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. This is one of the great atmospheres in college football, and they were patient tonight. This bounce house crowd certainly living Moss. 2 timeouts for Gabriel and the Knights. Looks left, has an opportunity, throws deep, and that should have been picked off. Tyreek Jones had basically a punt fall into his hands and he dropped it.
Well, Dylan Gabriel tried to force that one, a shot down the field. Tyreek Jones, you said it, like that's as easy an interception as you're gonna get as a safety. Turnovers, takeaways, something that this Boise State defense struggled with a year ago. Only 3 of them the entire season. Tyreek Jones missed one.
Shane Irwin applied the pressure. Still haven't seen that big play yet. 2nd and 10. Quick throw out to Bowser. Can't get away from his block. What a great open field tackle by Shane Irwin for a loss of 1.
Well, how about the defensive end fighting off the block of number 68, Marcus Tatum, and then making a tackle in the open field against a running back. That is a really tough task for a guy who weighs 260 pounds. UCF has not been able to get anything going, now facing 3rd and 11.
Now a timeout. Boise State going to use their 2nd timeout. 45 seconds left.
Boise State. Called their 2nd
here in the
timeout
first half.
of the half. 30 seconds in length.
Andy Avalos coaching his first game back at his alma mater. He's a defensive guy by trade. He was the defensive coordinator here at Boise State before moving on to be the defensive coordinator at Oregon. And under his stead with Mario Cristobal, they won 2 Pac-12 championships. This is a defensive guy by trade, by nature, by attitude. He has to like what this unit has done in the first half.
If you told him, hey, going into halftime or right on the cusp of halftime, your defense will have only given up 7 points, he signs up for that 10 times out of 10. His defense has really held up in one-on-one matchups down the field with a really fast UCF offense. And if they can force a punt here, they'll be in good shape going into halftime.
Broncos showing pressure. Gabriel has a man. What a throw, what a catch by Ryan O'Keefe. Now comes the hurry up.
This is the Dylan Gabriel that we expected, taking the shot down the field, the back shoulder, and now that timeout by Andy Avalos could come back to hurt him, leaving that time on the clock.
Gain of 31. Gabriel, play fake, over the middle. Caught. There's Jalen Robinson. And another big game, back-to-back big plays for the Knights. J.L. Skinner brings him down, gain of 28.
And because you're used to going tempo, you don't have to burn that timeout. Plenty of time to run at least 3 or 4 plays.
Gabriel, time, end zone. Incomplete, throws it out of bounds. Ryan O'Keefe, the intended receiver. 2 big plays, this drive's alive.
Absolutely. This is a one-on-one matchup that UCF finally wins. Remember, this came after an Avalos timeout, and then right over the middle, a snag by Jalen Robinson. Finds a little room to run. Both of those times, Boise State opting to bring a little pressure, leaving their defensive backs on an island, and UCF finally gets some wins down the field.
That was Robinson's 2nd catch of the night. Expected a big night out of him. Still a lot of football left to play. 2nd and 10, quick throw out to the freshman Titus Makayo Adimalala. And an injured player for Boise State, gain of 8.
This is big. Obviously, you hope the Boise player is okay. Looks like number 19, Isa Kelmete, who's injured, but it saves UCF a timeout. They were going to have to call a timeout in that situation, but because you get the injury, I don't think UCF had to take one.
Again, Isa Kelemete, the injured Boise State Bronco. That's certainly a good sign. He's able to get up under his own power. Holding that left arm, shoulder area. So from a football standpoint, Roddy, you're right. That timeout, not a factor now for UCF.
Now you got 13 seconds, and you can use the field. UCF doesn't have to go to the end zone. They don't have to use the sideline. You could even run the football here. Everything in your playbook is open. And I think, all right, so we've just adjusted. I think there was an announcement that UCF did take that second timeout. So
They do not want the runoff. The clock will start on the snap. They have 2 timeouts remaining.
there you go. The announcement was that UCF does have their 2 timeouts remaining. All right,
Clock's going to start.
So the clock will start on the referee's whistle. Excuse me, on the snap, it'll start.
So fake. Good footwork by Gabriel. Looks to the end zone. Has a man. Caught. Touchdown. What an answer for UCF and Dylan Gabriel before the half. The freshman, Titus Mikhail Adimalala. Welcome to college football. And there was something, Roddy Jones, about that quick offensive drive that got Dylan Gabriel going. 5 of 7, 74 yards. They get the touchdown. They get the ball to start the second half.
The ability to be elusive. You saw the pump fake, didn't like what he saw there, so he goes to his freshman receiver, and he's able to get the touchdown. And remember, UCF backed up 3rd and 11 before he makes the throw downfield to Ryan O'Keefe on the back shoulder. Really got it going, and you knew that Dylan Gabriel was not going to go quietly in this game.
That touchdown is going to loom large at the half.
It certainly will. And remember, Andy Avalos calls a timeout as the clock is running down on that 3rd down, saves UCF some time. They complete the 3rd down, they're able to go down and score.
Extra point attempt is good. And we kind of waited. You know, what is it, Roddy? I want to ask you about this, because it seemed as if after that first drive, when he threw that pick 6 for 100 yards, he'd been a little bit tight. He had no choice there but to play up-tempo football, and it got him back into a rhythm.
Well, exactly. You play loose, and sometimes it takes a throw. He had been a little frustrated before this play going downfield. Finally slings one down, a perfect throw on the back shoulder, and that got him going. Looking around, finds his receiver, Jalen Robinson, on the very next play. And once you start to hit a couple of those, you really start to feel it. So you get out in the open space, make a man miss, don't like what you see in the middle, so you go to the outside and you get the touchdown.
I love that footwork out of him out of the pocket to avoid the rush. Bounce House needed a reason to cheer, and they got one.
And how about the legs of Dylan Gabriel today? He's had a couple of long runs, one on that first drive, another one on that touchdown drive. And that, what we saw in that last play, that's more the Dylan Gabriel scrambling that we're used to, making guys miss in the backfield, keeping his eyes downfield, finding the right receiver to go to, and throwing a touchdown.
Stephon Cobbs deep to receive for Boise State. Daniel Obarski doing the kicking duty, squibs one to the 20-yard line. It's taken just shy of the 45. So that'll do it for the first half. Boise State came out strong, but UCF has closed the gap, and they get the ball to start the second aggressive. And early on, Roddy Jones, it was the Hank Bachmeier show after this 100-yard reception return by Tyrick LaBeouf.
Dylan Gabriel had the throw he wanted, just couldn't quite make it. Hank Bachmeier drives him down. It's punched in by Andrew Van Buren, but Khalil Shakir makes his imprint on the game. Some missed tackles by UCF on defense. Number 2 is able to put in the end zone, but Dylan Gabriel certainly would not go quietly. Alec Holler able to put the ball in the end zone, and then this right before halftime, rolls out to his right, throws it to Titus Mokiaio Atiamalala.
I'll give you Titus. I'll give you Titus for that one. You could have asked for a better start out of Hank Bachmeier and a slower start for Dylan Gabriel, but here we are to start the second half. Those stats brought to you by PlayStation, the first half stats, as we kick off now. UCF with the ball to begin the second half. The return by Johnny Richardson is where the fun gets started. So we just showed you in that highlight package, Boise State was the better team for pretty much most of the first half until the end. You get the sense it settled down a little bit, and this a good opportunity for Gus Malzahn UCF to get themselves right back into this game.
Well, we talked about it before the half. That last possession was an opportunity to get 2 straight possessions, go down and score before the half. The reason you defer your option to receive the ball into the second half is so you can do exactly this. Now they've got an opportunity to pull it in a 3-point game if they get a drive for a touchdown.
So ball at the 15. The one bright spot for UCF in the first half was Isaiah Bowser, the transfer in from Northwestern, and a gain of 2. 7 carries, 63 yards out of him in the first half.
Yeah, and a good open tackle by Markel Reed. After he makes a man, Bowser makes a man miss in the hole. Reed, the cornerback, comes up and brings him down.
2nd and 7. Gabriel to his left, looks downfield, no one there, tucks it and run for a gain of 4. Tell you what, Shane Irwin and that Broncos defense, give them a lot of credit for how they played in the first half.
They got after it. They really confused Dylan Gabriel at times, created pressure. The back end held up, played a lot of man-to-man coverage, more than I expected. And the back end of this defense did a nice job of giving the front enough time to get some pressure on Dylan Gabriel.
Their defensive coordinator, Spencer Danielson, said this game is about eye control. Don't get fooled easy. As Bowser, nice run off the tackle. He's going to get the first down after a gain of 12.
See a couple of linemen pulling around, just a little counter play, and Bowser follows the 2 big guys from that left side. Marcus Tatum and Cole Schneider opened up that hole for the first down. A nice call running on 3rd down.
An entire O-line is back from a year ago. 88 career starts here at UCF. 99 total in their careers with transfers. But a good on-the-ground start here early on. And
we asked Gus Malzahn, was he surprised by how big and good this offensive line was coming from Auburn? He said, yeah, absolutely.
That was a gain of 4 for Bowser. Have you seen the eye candy we thought we'd see? Because Boise State, in their preparation defensively, said you cannot be fooled by the stuff.
We've actually seen it more from Boise State than we have from UCF.
How about Gabriel taking a shot downfield and throws a strike? What a catch by Jalen Robinson. We've been waiting to call his name tonight, and he comes up big with that one. A gain of 48 yards for Robinson.
Well, he's in the slot, and once again, he's lined up against Kekaula Kaniho. This time, he's able to take advantage of it.
Quick pitch to Bowser to the outside. Nothing doing there. And here's the catch to Robinson.
On his fingertips, able to haul it in. Nice concentration by the speedy J. Flash Robinson.
We gave Canillo some credit earlier in the first half for staying with them, but Robinson's eventually going to flash that speed. He did so there. A gain of 2 there for Bowser, now 2nd and 8. Ball spotted at the 13. First possession, UCF, second half. Scored just before the half. They're going to continue to ride Bowser up the middle off the left side.
UCF has done a nice job of stretching the field horizontally for most of the game, incorporating the run game. Now they've started to stretch it vertically. So it's going to force Boise State to play more zone coverage, which is going to allow UCF to take advantage of that run game. So I really like the mix that Gus Malzahn is going with.
So 3rd and 6. Gabriel looks right, throws right to the end zone, and a touchdown, Knights. Brandon Johnson, 11 yards, and all of the sudden, it is a 4-point game, an extra point away from just a field goal.
It's an excellent play. It's an excellent throw by Dillon Gabriel. But Brandon Johnson holds his line to give Dillon Gabriel room on the sideline to throw this on the back shoulder. Plenty of room for Dillon Gabriel to fit it in. That left foot barely in bounds. But a touchdown for UCF. Completely different ball game. Remember, 3rd and 11 before halftime is where UCF was before the big throw downfield by Gabriel. Now they have a chance to go down by 3.
8 plays, 84 yards in 3 minutes and 23 seconds. Perhaps Brandon Johnson a little aggressive with the hands. Doesn't matter. Made the catch that matters. 24-21.
Welcome back. We've been waiting for Jalen Robinson to get loose down the field. He gets lined up against the nickel. Kekala Kaneo, a great stutter, the explosion down the field, and how about that catch at the end? Off the fingertips, able to haul it in. The concentration by number 1. It's a tough task getting matched up one-on-one. Kaneo did a nice job earlier in the game, but this time, you got Jalen Robinson who takes advantage.
Brandon Johnson with the touchdown. The bounce house starting to do just that, bounce. That fella's in something. And he's got a koozie, so you know there's something in that as well.
Yeah. Almost looks like what you're wearing tonight.
I'm dressed smooth tonight. Thought I almost wasted a good blazer with the weather early on. So Hank Bachmeier and Boise State, man, they came out in this game and they were absolutely on fire. Still have a 24-21 lead. You see Bachmeier's stats, 16-22, 172 yards, a touchdown. If you're just joining us, named starting quarterback for the 3rd consecutive year at Boise State, 11-2 career record. Injuries have been his issue, but so far tonight with Tim Plow calling the ball plays, Boise State's looked really good.
And he won that job. It was a quarterback competition in the offseason. Jack Sears is the guy he was battling with, and Hank Bachmeier has shown why he was named the starting quarterback with an excellent first half performance.
So 1st and 10, ball falls on the turf. UCF all over Habibi Likio, and that is the 2nd time in as many possessions we've seen an issue with quarterback center snap exchange.
Well, the first one I put on the center. This one I have to put on Hank Bachmeier. This one looked closer for the quarterback. I mean, that's right in his hands, just drops it. And it puts his team behind the chains. This was a Boise offense that you said it was really rolling in the first half. Now it's put themselves in a hole.
Montalvo led the way, and how about it? Waited for Kalia Davis. And all of a sudden, Travis Williams and his defense is pinning those ears on Boise State.
Boise actually had a lot of room to work with to the front side of that play, but Kalia Davis, the shade on the backside, just powers through the offensive line. And that's what Travis Williams told us that we were getting with him. Absolute power from that defensive tackle spot.
It is 3rd and loud for Boise State.
Big Cat Bryant off the edge to the bottom of your screen.
And they just run it with Habibi Likio. It'll be a 3 and out. And all of a sudden, Tatum McNoon and Anthony Montalvo are making the ball plays. And here comes UCF.
Both times you've had the mistakes by Boise State in the backfield, the errant snap and then the drop snap. UCF has taken advantage. Andy Avalos a little frustrated by what he's seen from his offense. His defense right back on the field after giving up the touchdown.
So the freshman Titus Makayo Adimalala back to receive, and Adimalala takes the fair catch at the 32-yard line for a punt to 51. Makayo Adimalala had the touchdown earlier. We thought we'd see him in the game tonight. Gus said he likes the freshman, and he certainly has to like what he's seen out of his offense the last 2 possessions. They scored in a minute 21 before the half. and they scored 3:23 to begin the second half. We talk about tempo with both of these offensive units, and right now the tempo for Malzahn and the Knights seems to be picking up a little bit of steam.
Well, they've been able to string together first downs, and it starts in the run game. When you're able to pick up first downs on the ground, it allows you to get into that tempo. Then it allows Boise, or it makes Boise State have more guys creeping around the line of scrimmage, man-to-man down the field, you hit your shots.
First down run out of Bowser, and he continues. He brought his lunch pail to work tonight. Riley Wimpy and Ezekiel Noah on the tackle. Gain of 9 for Bowser. He came over from Northwestern. He's running hard, 13 carries, 92 yards.
Watch that patience in the backfield, just stuttering, setting up his blocks, waiting for that hole to open and exploding through. He's done that consistently.
2nd and 2. Ryan O'Keefe in motion. And again to give to Bowser off the right side. Elects to try to cut back. No success there. Dimitri Washington right on him. No gain. It's a big series for Boise State. They're getting UCF's best punch right now. They've got a 3-point lead. They were up at one point 24-7. And you think they've got a little bit of challenge with what UCF's doing.
Yeah. UCF's got them on their heels. 3rd and 2.
Play fake, Gabriel, and how about Gabriel? We've seen his legs. Markel Reed on the tackle, but that's keeping the defense honest when Gabriel's doing a designed run.
Well, Gus Malzahn, when he was at Auburn, really excelled with quarterbacks that were mobile. Dylan Gabriel has not done a ton of running in his career at UCF. Has not been known as a dual threat guy, but has shown tonight the athleticism is there. And he may be a dual threat this year.
Some of his big runs tonight have been when coverage breaks down and he's able to find a crease in the defense and take it, but that was designed. 6 carries, 58 yards, and another first down. Play fake. Forced out of the pocket. I'll tell you what he does smart is slide. J.L. Skinner was waiting for him.
Absolutely does. You see the smile from Dylan Gabriel, too. This is one of the first times a scramble has come with zone coverage, so a defender staring him right in the face. Gets enough, goes down. J.L. Skinner does a nice job pulling off, but really impressed with Dylan Gabriel's legs. I mean, they have been an absolute weapon tonight.
That was a gain of 5, 2nd and 5, midway through the 3rd quarter. Bowser off the left side. Scaly Gahan on the tackle, gain of 2.
UCF staying in these 3rd and short, 3rd and intermediate situations. Here a 3rd and 4. They're around midfield. So Gus Malzahn, again, the run open to him. Last time he got a blitz, Dylan Gabriel pulls it and runs. Bunch to the top, bunch formation to the top, and one-on-one to the bottom if they opt to go there.
In Boise State territory, ball in the 43. Gabriel pressured, sacked. Isaiah Banya. Loss of 7, timely pressure, timely sack for the Boise State defense.
Spencer Danielson opts to dial up the pressure, and Banya just wins on that right side, slaps the hands of Samuel Jackson down. He's able to get around the right tackle and get to Dylan Gabriel.
Drive stopped by the Boise State defense. We mentioned a second ago, a big possession for them. UCF seemed to have a little bit of the momentum. Stephon Cobbs deep to receive the punt. He's going to fair catch it at the 10-yard line after a 40-yard punt. Oh, and we have a good one midway through the 3rd quarter. 24-21 Boise State. There are so many great things about the sport of college football. One of them is a reunion, and one of your own comes back to be the head coach of his alma mater, and that's Andy Avalos, who was welcomed home to the blue turf after spending 2 seasons as defensive coordinator at Oregon. And he said, you know what, when this job came open, you look at his statistics and his superlatives as a player here at Boise State. He was a captain and only just the second Boise State alum to take over as head coach. The other, Brian Harsin, who left for Auburn. But how about Avalos, the linebacker? How early 2000s is this with the pads? The size of his pads are insane.
Well, the size of his pads and that neck roll, I mean, let's go. I'm Andy Avalos. I'm putting this on and saying, guys, this is how we played football back in the day.
I mean, I think Avalos' neck roll had more creatine in it than he did.
Oh, absolutely.
Either
100%.
way, hell of a football player. Good to see him back home at Boise State, his first game as a head coach in college football. Hank Bachmeier now, 1st and 10, the offense back on the field. Cyrus Habibi-Likio, if you were happen to be watching another ball game early on, that's the Oregon transfer who came in. Lost about 20 pounds, the coaches said. Habibi-Likio wanted to come to Boise State and prove that he's an every down back. We have an injured player. That's Anthony Montalvo who is down. But back to Habibi-Likio. George Halani was slated as the starting running back for Boise State. He was ruled out about 45 minutes prior to kickoff, so it has been Habibi-Likio, the starting back, and pretty much the every down back. We've seen Andrew Van Buren in there, but his mission, he was a goal line back at Oregon. He was much bigger, much heavier. As you hear the cheers from Montalvo, able to walk off in his own power. But he wanted to prove that he's an every down guy, shed some body weight, 20 pounds or so. Coaches have been raving about what he's done in camp.
Yeah, they have. And in spurts, he's looked really good tonight. The good thing for Boise State on this drive, you start with a clean snap and a positive play, so you're not putting yourself behind the sticks. You saw the graphic earlier, back-to-back 3 and outs for Boise State, both of those starting with bad snaps.
So Bachmeier, plenty of time, can't find anyone, forced out of the pocket. He's just gonna throw that one away. Pressured on the play by Josh Shaleskar, who came in from Montalvo, who was injured the play before.
So much of Boise's success early was winning in man-to-man coverage. Well, UCF goes zone there. The pressure really created by great coverage on the back end.
So 3rd and 8, pinned deep near the end zone. Bachmeier, long throw, and dropped. Put on the money to C.T. Thomas, and he can't hang on to it. Boise State, the punt, Bryson Armstrong on the coverage.
Boise State got exactly what they wanted. You get a deep out from Thomas against Bryson Armstrong, the nickel, and you're open. You make the throw, have to make the catch. 3rd straight 3 and out for Boise State. A Boise State offense that was really on fire for most of that first half, but has cooled significantly.
You know, I feel we say cooled, and I would agree, but I think we've just settled in.
Yeah.
I think we've settled into a good football game here with 5:30 left in the 3rd quarter. As Joe Velasquez punting deep, pressure, and he gets it off. And then the ball is bobbled. That punt had disaster from snap to finish, yet no one turned the ball over, and UCF gets the ball. Down 24-21, 65-yard punt for Velasquez. Dylan Gabriel coming up next. The only college football game on the schedule this Sunday. By the way, give me what he's having. Absolutely. A 90s rivalry rekindled. Brian Kelly, number 9 Notre Dame, take on Mike Norvell at Florida State at Note Campbell Stadium, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. You talk about 90s rivalry. Back in the early 90s, Kevin McDougal, the quarterback, taking over for Ron Paulus, and they go and upset Florida State and Charlie Ward. What they don't like to bring up is how they lost to Boston College later that season. But man, those Notre Dame teams, Lou Holtz, Reggie Brooks, Jerome Bettis, Rocket Ismail. Give me all of them. Bowser, gain of 6.
Love games like that, and the fact that we've got a full slate of them this weekend. Reigniting old rivalry. Georgia-Clemson, an old rivalry too.
Dylan Gabriel, play fake, rolls left, doesn't have anybody again. He's been very wise about pulling down and sliding. A gain of 6.
Gus Malzahn has done a nice job of rolling Dylan Gabriel out, taking some of that pressure off that offensive line, getting Gabriel on the edge. He's had a lot of room to run almost every single time.
4.5 left in the third. Bowser, patient. Doesn't work. Tackled by Canillo. And Riley Wimpy also on the tackle.
This Boise State front four has battled all night, and UCF's hit some plays on them, but they have continued to be the stout unit that we thought. Isaiah Bowser, though, has been a bell cow for this UCF team. 17 carries for 100 yards so far.
Bowser off the left side. You know, he runs north and south effectively. 12 yards for Bowser.
He's shown a lot in this game. He's shown patience behind the line of scrimmage, sees the hole here and explodes through. He's got a little bit of wiggle down the field, just enough to get a couple extra yards on that one.
Tyreek Jones on the tackle. Gabriel working quick, sacked, brought down. It's Isaiah Banya. Called his names a couple of times tonight. That's a big loss there.
Isaiah Banya down on the ground. But a guy that the coaches were really excited about, has been injured throughout his career. Had an excellent camp. He's gotten in the backfield a number of times tonight.
Loss of 5 there as Banya is being attended to. This has been a hard-fought defensive battle. We've seen now, and I think we're setting up for the end of the third quarter, the end of the fourth quarter here. Looks like he's getting massaged there for a cramp on his left side. But Boise State threw their early punch.
Yeah.
They got out early. UCF has had to battle back. They've now thrown their punch. We have 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third quarter and an entire fourth quarter. It's going to be so fun to watch who's left standing and who can sustain that final punch.
Well, it's been adjustment after adjustment after adjustment. And when you talk about this UCF offense, Dylan Gabriel, as he has settled into the game, they have gotten more and more explosive. And then on this Boise State side, kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple times. We've got a great one tonight, and we've got a great slate coming throughout the weekend.
I mean, are you kidding me with that Labor Day weekend slate?
It's awesome.
Like if I didn't have to work all day Saturday.
And tomorrow.
And all day tomorrow.
I mean, it is today,
look,
actually.
It's the beauty of the gig, though. You get paid to watch college football.
There you go.
Georgia-Clemson. Kirk Herbstreit, Chris Fowler on the call. Can't wait to watch that 7:30 Eastern ABC. We talked about the importance of this game and a New Year's 6 implication for these group of 5 schools. Cincinnati ranked 8th. They're the team. They've got the schedule in 3 consecutive weeks. They've got Indiana, Notre Dame, and this UCF team. So they have the schedule to put themselves in a position to be in not only the New Year's 6, but the college football playoff. But for these 2 schools, you can't afford this early season loss unless you have things ahead of you go your way.
Right. I think especially for Boise, when you're looking at the rest of their schedule, yes, San Jose State's a really good team. You've got some good teams in the Mountain West, but it's not going to have the name brand that like a Cincinnati will, who's on UCF's schedule. So this is a big game for them. The ability to go and beat a team from the best group of 5 conference over the last few years, consistently the American, would be big for Boise State.
And again, the first time these programs have ever met. 2nd and 15 after the sack. Fakes the end around. Gabriel back to his left, finds Bowser on a little screen. And Isaiah Bowser, big gain, tackled by Wimpy. Gain of 27.
transfer from Northwestern, has found himself a role in this offense. Already 18 carries in the game. And a big catch there.
You know, he's got a little Toby Gerhart to him.
I like it.
I've been thinking about it. Who does this guy remind? I've seen a lot of Toby Gerhart and Bowser tonight. Pitch to the right. Bowser continues to be a linebacker. Markel Reed forces him out of bounds.
You know, I like the way he runs, not just from a patience standpoint we talked about, but when he puts his head down and goes, there's that forward lean. And while he's not always seeking contact, as a guy who's 225 pounds, he certainly doesn't shy away from it. You saw it there on the sideline. Instead of going out of bounds, he's punishing and getting another yard or two.
Malzahn grateful for the Bowser transfer. Had some running back depth issues with injuries in camp. That's going to be Johnny Richardson now in the backfield, giving Bowser a breather. Tackled on the play by Canillo.
He reaches the Boise State 22. That's good enough for another UCF.
So under 2 minutes here in the third quarter. Matt Berry, Roddy Jones, Harry Lyles Jr. on the call. If you're wondering why we are at 12:17 a.m. on Friday, it's because this game had a 2-hour weather delay. And I can't find a better way to spend Thursday and Friday with you fine people. Riley Wimpy on the tackle. Again, Richardson on the carry for a gain of 1.
Haven't talked a lot about Riley Wimpy, number 44 for Boise State, but a nice tackle there from the middle linebacker. He and Ezekiel Noah, really experienced linebackers. When we talked to Spencer Danielson, he said, look, these guys have played so much ball. I know they can handle any situation no matter what we get. They've seen it.
Banya's back in after the injury. Gabriel looks to the end zone. What a catch. Jalen Robinson. UCF takes the lead. 21-yard catch. And because it is after midnight, we officially have the bounce house after dark. They've now scored just before the half and now twice here in the third quarter. Robinson quiet early on. Now 4 catches, 106 yards and a touchdown. And all of a sudden, Roddy Jones, Dylan Gabriel, and that Gus Malzahn offense, it's humming.
You cannot throw the ball any better than this. You put it right on the defender's head. How about the catch by Jalen Robinson? You've got the hand of Caleb Biggers right in his face, and he's able to bring it down, hold on to the ball, complete the act of a catch when he goes down to the ground, 2 feet in bounds. This UCF offense is feeling it, Dylan Gabriel's feeling it, and Jalen Robinson is absolutely feeling it.
You know, Harry Lyles Jr., bounce house is always fun anyway, but now we're at 12:20 Eastern, which means the bounce house is officially like a nightclub in Las Vegas. You're in the middle of it. What do you got?
Guys, I tell you what, this is what we've been looking for coming back with college football. The bounce house is living up to its name. This feels like a completely different UCF sideline. The fans are in it. Big Cat looked over at me after that last touchdown. Real calm, cool, and collected. He said, "Did you see that?"
The answer is yes, Big Cat. We all saw it, and what a play it was. I have told anyone who will listen, I don't care the sport, golf, but it's NBA, any sport, but especially college football. Fans are the oxygen of sports. And you don't know how important you are until you play an entire college football season with everybody watching in the same place we are. Now, questionable whether you should take your shirts off in the stands, but to be back in college football and to be back in the stands, welcome home. We love having you as a part of the greatest sport on the planet.
Shirts on or off, you are welcome to the warm environment in the bounce house.
It was never intended to be shirts and skins, and Andrew Van Buren was never intended to get past the line of scrimmage. That's Jeremiah Jean-Baptiste with the tackle, helped out by Kalia Davis.
All right, now Hank Bachmeier has to be the quarterback. He's not just playing quarterback. You have to be the guy, settle this offense down, get the operation rolling, and find some momentum, which they haven't had the last 3 drives that they've gone 3 and out.
Just take a listen. Bachmeier pulls it, pressured too high. Incomplete. Marco Damio, one of the Auburn transfers, on the coverage, now 3rd and 10. And Bachmeier took a hit.
Aiden Bethune with the hit needs to watch out. He's a little high on that one. Obviously clear, but any higher and he might have been in trouble with a big 3rd and 10.
So 3rd down, final play of the 3rd quarter, and there is a decibel level here in Orlando. Kalia Davis lost at 3, punt the ball to end the 3rd quarter.
And I'm not gonna lie, on 3rd and 10, I don't like that call. It almost feels like you're ceding the punt there in a 4-point game.
So what a 3rd quarter for UCF. They started with the ball, scored 14 points, and have come back from down 24-7. What a start to the Gus Malzahn era. Hang tight, 4th quarter from the bounce house is on the way.
You can get it.
And that's going to be a safety. First play, 4th quarter, and Daniel Cantrell. The long snapper threw it over Velasquez's head. And that is not how Boise State wanted to start this 4th quarter.
Feels like stuff is slipping away from Boise State a little bit. We've seen errant snaps on the offense. Here we get one on a punt, goes through the back of the end zone. UCF adds to their lead and they get the ball back. And this is one of those drives coming up for Boise State where this thing could go either way. This game could really go either way. Unfortunately, a special teams mishap cost Boise State a couple points.
The 2nd quarter, it was all Boise State, 24-7. Hank Bachmeier was on a roll. The defense was playing well. And since, well, you see it now. 30-24 as a safety begins the 4th quarter of play. Roddy Jones, Matt Berry on the call. Harry Lyles is amongst the people, and there's a lot of them. Velasquez set to kick off. Ryan O'Keefe deep to receive for UCF. And O'Keefe's going to have a chance at this one. Cuts up the middle. There he goes. 38-yard return, tackled at the 45. J.L. Skinner on the tackle.
Good setup. You see the blocks up front. It just opens up right up the middle. Nice tackle to save a touchdown by Boise State. This is a massive, massive drive for this Boise State defense. Offense hasn't been able to get much going. UCF and Dillon Gabriel in particular have been feeling really good on the offensive side. If you go down by double digits, that's going to be a tough hill to climb in this 4th quarter.
3rd quarter yardage, UCF 181, Boise State -7. Bowser the ball carrier, gain of 4. Shane Urban and J.L. Skinner, the touchdown saving tackle on the kick return. Look at the yardage early on and where we are now. Somehow it's gone to 455 UCF and only 188 to Boise State, and it happened quick.
All you need to know is that Boise State had more yards at halftime than they do right now. We're in the fourth quarter.
Gabriel, quick shot to the right, caught by Johnson. Gain of 7.
And now to the Boise State 45. Good enough for another UCF.
Early in this game, Dillon Gabriel and UCF came out hitting these short passes. Boise State was really able to take that away, but UCF's ability to stretch the ball down the field has forced Boise to allow them to take those short passes again.
Quarterback pressured. Gabriel able to get out of the pocket, cuts it back. Dillon Gabriel, another nice move to get out of the pocket, tackled by Vanya. Gain of 10. And there's a flag on the play.
During the run, holding, offense, number 68, 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Marcus Tatum's had a rough night with the penalties. I believe that's his 3rd.
But for this Boise State defense, whenever Dillon Gabriel's gotten out in space, especially in the backfield, they have had a tough time bringing him down. If they could keep him in the pocket, they've been able to get some sacks. But out in space, it's been elusive.
There's that wraparound handoff to Richardson for a gain of 5. Earlier today on the Noon Sports Center, we had Mel Kiper Jr., draft expert, on with us. And he listed Dillon Gabriel as one of his top quarterbacks coming into the NFL draft, the one the NFL draft scouts like. All he did was talk about his deep throwing ability and his arm ability. You add some of this footwork to his tape, you're looking at a bona fide NFL quarterback. And Isaiah Bowser wasn't looking for the ball at all, but he somehow came up with it. And another gain of 5.
Isaiah Bowser had no choice but to catch that. I mean, his hand was down by his side, kind of on his hip. Dillon Gabriel threw the ball right to his hand. Watch that right hand. It's down by the hip. Just hits him right there on the hip, corrals it, brings it in. Wasn't expecting the ball, but it worked.
Big 3rd down for Boise State. 3rd and 10. Ball just on the other side of the 50. Pressure. Spins out of it. Looks downfield. Finds Johnson. Tyreek LaBeouf, who had the 100-yard interception return for a touchdown on the tackle. That's a gain of 9, and here's a first big decision for Gus Malzahn here at UCF.
He's bringing in the big
4th
boys.
and short.
Jake Hescock and Alec Holler, the tight ends, come into the game. Boise State counters with Matlock and Igahan coming in the game as well. I like Gus Malzahn's decision to leave the offense on the field.
Gabriel under center. Play fake. Looks to throw back. Incomplete. Intended for Jake Hescock. What a stop by Boise State. Tyreek Jones on the coverage. And Boise State's going to get their opportunity after the stop on 4th and short.
Huge stop for Boise State on 4th down. Watch the safety, Tyreek Jones, does a nice job of directing traffic, and then his eyes locked in on the tight end, Jake Hescock, and then makes a great play on the football, sticking his arm in there, forcing the ball out. Spencer Danielson told us, the defensive coordinator for Boise State, this is a game about eye discipline. Excellent job by Tyreek Jones of keeping his eyes where they're supposed to be.
So now Hank Bachmeier gets his turn. Play fake on 1st down. The throwback to Van Buren and a short gain of 1. Tackled on the play by Big Cat. It's Hank Bachmeier's time, Roddy.
Yeah, it is. And they haven't been able to really get into their tempo at all in the second half. Couple of completions there. We'll see if they start to press the pace a little bit. I know they will if they get a first down.
Gain of 4 there, Rothdahl on the catch. Tim Plow had this offense humming early on. You talked about that tempo, that breakneck speed. So 3rd and 5. UCF showing pressure. Here comes the blitz. Bachmeier stands tall, goes over the middle, intended for Evans. Incomplete, pressured by Big Cat Bryant.
UCF opts to dial it up and forces the ball out of Hank Bachmeier's hands just a little too soon. Not on the same page as Octavius Evans, who was coming across and was actually open. That ball a little behind him from Hank Bachmeier. You see the conversation happening between the quarterback and receiver. It's possible Bachmeier was expecting him to sit that down in the middle of the field, which is why that ball was behind and why the conversation happens after.
So Velasquez has had a good night punting the ball. The last snap went over his head for a safety. This one is clean. And a big hit. And a flag after the hit on Titus. That is Brandon Hawkins, who's going to get flagged.
They're going to get a targeting call here on this one. Yeah, that's going to be targeting.
First game of the season, Roddy, run through the targeting rules for the fan. Hang on one sec.
Personal foul, targeting, kicking team number 3. Previous play is under further review.
The first thing you have to ask yourself, especially in this situation, is the player defenseless? And in this situation, a player catching a punt like that is defenseless. So then all you need is an attack, forcible contact to the head or neck area, and you get the indicator of him lowering the head, leading with that shoulder and forearm, and the obvious contact to the head or neck area of a defenseless player. So on first look, it looks like this one's open and shut, a textbook targeting call.
Every year, there's discussions about targeting and tweaking the rule and the discipline for it. It's probably one of, if not the most polarizing penalties in the sport that I think every week, for those of us who call games and cover the sport, there's at least one conversation about a targeting call each week.
Yeah, but we saw an example earlier where Derek Gaines, the safety for UCF, had an opportunity to take a shot on Riley Smith, the tight end. Could have gone high, opted not to, pulls off. That's the type of reaction that you want. This one's tough because as a defender, you're going at the ball carrier. He doesn't call for a fair catch. You're trying to make a play. But when you lead with that shoulder and forearm and you hit the defenseless player up high, what we've been told, that is certainly targeting.
Here's what I'll say about targeting in general. When the rule came out, the players that were playing in the game at the time weren't conditioned to understand how to play football with the targeting rule.
Right.
It's been in long enough now where you're getting classes of freshmen that are now sophomores, that are now juniors, who have been in during the targeting era. And you're right. You watch games all the time now where if we're calling or we're in studio doing whatever we're doing for college football, we'll say, he could have laid him out.
Yeah.
5 years ago, it may have happened.
Right.
So the rule, at least on its surface, is doing its job. Now you can talk about the review process and the length of time for that, but...
Well, I think the officials are trying to be sure there is that indicator. Clearly, the shoulder hits the head. So the question is there an indicator, which is an attack with forcible contact via launch, a thrust from a crouch, lowering of the head, leading with the helmet, forearm, or shoulder? And I certainly think there is. I think there is leading with that shoulder and forearm.
The shoulder, though, that wasn't with the crown of the helmet. And it doesn't need to be.
Right, it doesn't need to be with that defenseless player. So in my opinion, this is going to be targeting. You get the lowering, leading with that shoulder to the head and neck area.
I'm going to surprise you. I'm going to go no.
Okay. It's taking a long time,
it is.
Matt, so I'm starting to rethink what I'm saying.
David Alvarez, our head official tonight, he is taking a long time with the official in the booth. Is Roddy going to go 1-0 or is Matt going to go 1-0 on the targeting call? We'll make it official here.
After review, there is no confirmed targeting. Number 3 may remain in the game.
Chalk one up for Barry. Gus is clearly with you.
So you got it. And I think the reason that it goes the other way is they determine that there is no indicator of targeting. So that attack with forcible contact was not via a launch, a thrust, that lowering of the head. I thought they were going to get him for leading with that shoulder in that situation.
I'll bet you $1 Eddie Placey's clipping that thing off right now, and we're going to run that at the college football seminar next year.
It's not a great way to start the year for me. 0-1.
It really isn't. All right, so 1st and 10 at the 20 for UCF. Here's Bowser right up the middle. He continues to chug forward. And a gain of 7. Riley Wimpy on the tackle. Instant dividends for the Northwestern transfer in his first game. 21 carries, 132 yards. And 3 receptions for 30 yards now. 10 minutes in the 4th quarter. UCF up 6. Second and 3. Great tackle there by J.L. Skinner. That's a safety filling a gap immediately.
And not only that, but you see Isaiah Bowser saying that one's on me. Watch him make time missing the hole, and then Skinner comes up. Not only does he meet him there, not only does he fill it, but he wraps up and brings down the big running back. It's an excellent job.
You think Bowser's regretting the cut? You think he's thinking, I'm just going to go north next time?
Well, I think he's thinking I should have a plan next time going into it and expect that safety coming downhill.
Well, the plan there was get the first down, and he did that. Gain of 4. Wimpy and Irwin on the tackle.
You're taught as a running back, hey, here are the guys who we can block. Here's who the run support player is coming from the secondary. When that guy shows up, have a plan for him. Skinner, a couple plays ago, Skinner does a nice job of getting there. And it's almost like Bowser was caught a little off guard or didn't quite expect it that fast. That's why he's tapping his chest, but able to get the first down.
Gabriel, plenty of time in the pocket, and he's picked off again by LaBeouf. LaBeouf returned, 100 yards earlier in the game. This one not going to go back for 6, but a huge turnover for the Boise State defense, and they are right in this thing with 8:40 to go. Second mistake for Gabriel, both of them to LaBeouf. And now Bachmeier and Boise State needs to take advantage.
They do. Just an underthrown ball by Dylan Gabriel. Looked like he and the receiver weren't quite on the same page. Ryan O'Keefe looks up. That ball just not quite far enough to the outside. And once again, Tyreek LaBeouf, Mr. Johnny on the spot.
Second underthrow that LaBeouf's picked off at him.
Exactly right. And look, Dylan Gabriel's put the ball in harm's way a couple of times. LaBeouf has been the one to take advantage of it.
So what can Bachmeier do for an answer? Right over the middle, caught. That's Khalil Shakir, the big playmaker, takes it inside the 10. And all of a sudden, the Broncos on the move, gain of 24.
Only Khalil Shakir's 4th touch of the game. We thought he'd be up near that 10 range before we got done here in Orlando, but you see how dangerous he is. It goes right to him after the change of possession.
First and goal. Tempo out of Tim Plow. The offensive coordinator hoping his quarterback can come through. Fake, throw outside, make a man miss. Khalil Shakir, touchdown. Ties the game at 30 apiece. an extra point away from regaining the lead. What an answer by Bachmeier and Boise State.
We've been asking for it over and over and over, waiting to see it from this Boise State offense, and we finally do. And who do they go to? Khalil Shakir, their playmaker, the best playmaker on this offense. You get him the ball in space with an opportunity to bury his head and put the ball in the end zone.
Huge extra point. Clean, kick good. Flag on the play.
Illegal formation. Offense number 66 was lined up in the backfield, which made 5 players. 5-yard penalty. The try will be from the 8-yard line.
All right, so Jonah Dalmas going to have to kick that one through again.
It's a big re-kick.
It is a big re-kick. We've seen crazier things happen with a college kicker from time to time, so you move him back now. And again, the extra point from Dalmas after the penalty to take the lead with 8:02 left. Snap low, kick up, good. And Boise State, 2 plays, 31 yards off the turnover. Get it to your playmaker, and you get the lead. 31-30, Boise State, 4th quarter.
ESPN Thursday Night College Football is brought to you by T-Mobile. Don't miss the T-Mobile kickoff concert with Old Dominion, streaming live on the band's Facebook and YouTube Saturday at noon Eastern.
Start smiling, sweetheart. Your team just took the lead, 31-30. We had to wait a couple of hours because of a lightning delay in the area, but once we kicked, we got exactly what we thought we would from these 2 group of 5 powerhouses and Fred Flintstone.
He'll be crying because it's past their bedtime.
Who had to use his feet to drive his car some 3,000 miles. Goes into the end zone for a touchback. What does Dylan Gabriel have for an answer? Because Roddy Jones, here's where I'm at. First Thursday night football game starts a couple hours late. Star quarterbacks, new head coaches. Let's just get into a shootout.
Yeah.
Let's end this 8 minutes and let's go for it. Let's get weird going into 1 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, look, these are 2 offenses that are capable of it, and Dylan Gabriel is going to shake off that interception that he just threw, an underthrown ball, his 2nd interception of the night coming into this game. Only thrown 11 interceptions for his career. 2 of them tonight, both on mistakes on ball placement.
Motion. Gabriel pressured again, has to step out of the pocket. J.L. Skinner again sees a Gabriel slide right in front of him at a gain of 7.
Good job holding up. He kind of went down with Dylan Gabriel, pulled up enough. He didn't draw the ire of the referees. Pressure in the backfield by Dimitri Washington forced Gabriel out of the pocket.
So 2nd and 3. It's going to be Bowser off the left side. You saw that stat a moment ago. Coming into this game, we wondered how Gus Malzahn's offense would be tailored to the skill set of Dylan Gabriel. We haven't seen as many deep throws as we're used to seeing out of this quarterback, but we've seen some legs and some running and some things we haven't seen from him in the past. 3rd and 1. Bowser, smart cut in the backfield, gets the first down, tackled by Banya.
You said it, man, that's a good run by Isaiah Bowser. Just feeling the surge coming from his left, a little jump cut going back to the right, and then exploding forward for the first down.
Under 7. Ball at the 36-yard line. Gabriel looking down the middle of the field, has a man open, and what a hit. And that is going to be targeting. And Jalen Robinson fooled everybody for a minute. The trainer's not sure if they like it, but he popped right up after a gain of 21.
And it was Canio on that hit. That would be a massive loss for Boise State if this goes the way we think it's going to.
So they're going to have to take Jalen Robinson out just to take a look at him. I know he popped right up. But Canio, from the coaching staff, says he is the smartest football player that they've ever been around. He's book smart, he's football smart.
Personal foul targeting. Defense number 28. Play is under review.
All right, so they're going to have a look at this one. But Boise State cannot afford to lose Canio. We'll give you the outcome on the other side. So the hit on Canio was confirmed targeting. One of their defensive leaders has been ejected from the game. Have another look at the hit.
We started with the tough one. This one much easier. I mean, defenseless player, forcible contact to the head and neck area. Pretty cut and dry right there. Just glad that Jalen Robinson is okay, and Canio is such a smart player. And when just a lapse in judgment going high, he goes towards the midsection. And he's safe, but he goes high and he's out of the game.
So Rodney Robinson going to be his replacement the rest of the way. That's Isaiah Bowser up the middle for a gain of 4. And that is Robinson on the tackle.
Yeah, the call by Spencer Danielson, the defensive coordinator. Rodney Robinson comes in the game, send him on a nickel blitz off the edge, let him get into the flow a little bit, goes and makes the tackle against Isaiah Bowser.
As for Jalen Robinson, the man who absorbed the hit, we saw him lay down for a minute, got the call, popped back up. He's back on the field. 2nd and 6. Dylan Gabriel looked his way for a moment, pops it back out to Bowser, and a great open field tackle there by number 8, Markel Reed, for a loss of 1.
This UCF drive is taking up a decent chunk of time. We're starting to get down towards that 5-minute mark. Possession's limited. Makes every third down even bigger. Robinson in the slot to the top.
Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Gabriel forced out of the pocket. Good pressure out of Boise State. Looks upfield and has Robinson near the sideline for a gain of 13 and a first down. Knights.
It's a really nice job of Jalen Robinson continuing to work as his quarterback scrambles. Dylan Gabriel avoiding pressure in the pocket again, finds his leading receiver.
Here comes the tempo. Gabriel pitches to Bowser. Spins off a guy initially for a gain of 2. Skinner again on the tackle.
Bowser once again makes a guy miss in the backfield. Markel Reed defeated the block of Brandon Johnson on the edge, but the sweet feet of Isaiah Bowser get the positive yardage.
4.5 to play, 2nd and goal. Gabriel looks right, comes back to the left, goes to the end zone. Intended for Brandon Johnson, and Reed on the coverage. 3rd down.
Markel Reed does a nice job of forcing Brandon Johnson inside. Johnson's got to stay outside on that one. Dylan Gabriel's expecting him to be out wide and throwing that back shoulder, but you see Johnson inside the defensive back, gives Dylan Gabriel nowhere to throw the football.
Boise State, 4 new players in on this defensive series. Bowser up the middle, Bowser over the goal line, touchdown UCF. What an opening night for Isaiah Bowser. The transfer from Northwestern, 28 carries, 155 yards and a touchdown, adding 30 yards through the air. UCF's going to think about this and potentially go for 2.
Yeah. So their first time out of the half.
10 plays, 75 yards, in 3 minutes and 46 seconds. They answer immediately after Bachmeier and Boise State took the lead.
Well, it looked like there was some confusion on Boise State's defense on who was supposed to be in the box. You've got positive numbers for UCF, and Isaiah Bowser plunges into the end zone. And I like the decision of UCF to go for 2. Put yourself in a position where a touchdown and an extra point doesn't beat you. You can't count on them missing that extra point when you're up by 6. So you go for 2, try and go up by 7. Either way, you're up by 6 or you're up by 5, you really got to keep them out of the end zone to secure the win.
Yeah, this is the call for Gus Malzahn. You know, he's got a whole separate part of his playbook for 2-point conversions. So here we go, the 2-point attempts for UCF. And that thing was doomed from the start, false start, Knights.
False start, offense, multiple players, 5-yard penalty. The try will be from the 8-yard line.
And honestly, Matt, I think the calculus is the same. You still got to try and get up by 7.
I don't do calculus.
The arithmetic.
Same
it's too
thing.
late for math, honestly,
It's
man.
105 on the East Coast.
Try to figure out, all right, 2-point conversion puts you up by how much?
I went to Arizona State. You think I did calculus?
I went to Georgia Tech and I didn't do very much either.
2-point attempt. Here we go. Dylan Gabriel looks right, no one there. Comes back to his left, sets his feet again. Is he going to get there with his feet? Oh! What a hit by J.L. Skinner. And he's slow to get up. He took a shot on that sideline, and you could hear it with our microphone near that pylon. We're going to step away when they take a look at Dylan Gabriel. UCF regains the lead, 36-31. Good news is that Dylan Gabriel was able to get up with help from the trainers, but I want you guys to take a listen to this hit near the sidelines. Roddy, I would bet there's a good portion of people at home asking why that's not targeting. Explain.
We were going back and forth with this in the break, and yes, J.L. Skinner does lower his head to make the hit, but you have to have the indicator of targeting, which is an attack with forcible contact. Was there forcible contact? Yes, but I don't see the attack there. He's trying to make a football play, trying to make a tackle, so that head-to-head contact ends up not getting that target penalty.
With Gabriel lowering his own body because he was going for the score in the pilot.
Exactly, yep. Right. And for a lot of the same reasons that I think we didn't get targeting earlier on the punt return, that attack, that indicator, not there.
So the big story there, Gabriel gets off under his own power, but they did not convert on the 2-point conversion. So now 36-31, everything in front of Boise State and Hank Bachmeier. 1st and 10. Looks left, catches left. That's Shakir making a couple of defenders miss. And what a start to this drive from Boise State. Khalil Shakir starting to heat up in a gain of 23.
Feels like every time he has touched the ball, great things have happened for Boise State. As we get later in this game, seems like his rep count has been limited. There's been a lot of rotation. Khalil Shakir is the guy that Hank Bachmeier needs to look for.
Shakir coming on late. Slow first half, but the stars started to show up. 5 receptions, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Early movement. That'll be on Boise State. Let's quickly go down to Harry Lyles for a report on Gabriel.
Hey guys, Dillon Gabriel walked by the injury tent. He seemed fine. He was dapping up teammates. Gus Malzahn even came over to him and said, hey, that's big time. So it looks like he's all right over here.
All right, Harry, thank you. We'll see if Gabriel comes out for the next possession, should they get one. Mikey Keene, the freshman out of Chandler, Arizona, was warming up. But first things first, Hank Bachmeier in the offense. False start, 3.5 to play. Keeps his eyes on the right, pressured, and it goes out of bounds. It was Ricky Barber applying the pressure to Bachmeier, and Big Cat Bryant in on it.
Big Cat Bryant has shown the reason why he was such a coveted guy coming in, but the Western Kentucky transfer, Ricky Barber, meeting him in the backfield with Hank Bachmeier. The ability to protect him in these obvious passing situations is going to be huge.
Now 2nd and 15. Shakir in motion, trips to the left. Bachmeier looks left, pressured, caught. Stephon Cobbs comes up with it. Devontae Brown on the coverage, gain of 16.
UCF opts to drop. So the zone pressure, where you get a couple of defensive ends dropping from the to the boundary side. Hank Bachmeier throws it right over him, gets a completion, gets his team in 1st and 10.
3 minutes to play in the 4th. Boise State, 3 timeouts. Here comes the pressure. Bachmeier gets it away. The screen was set up. All kinds of pressure led by Jean-Baptiste. Falls incomplete, 2nd and down.
If they're able to complete this, I think they've got something working here. But Jean-Baptiste comes right through and makes Hank Bachmeier pay for setting up the screen.
Bachmeier pressured throughout the night, showing his toughness, taking hits. Has his team in position. 2:49 left, 2nd and 10. Bachmeier climbs the pocket. Finds Habibi Likio for a gain of 6. Now 3rd down.
Once again, dropping into his zone, only rushing 3, and they still almost got to Hank Bachmeier. A lot of that because of what the defense was able to do, covering up those receivers.
3rd and 4. Cobbs in motion. Bachmeier, the fake. He's going to keep it himself. Picked off. Dylan Lester with the interception. Big Cat Bryant forced the pressure, and Hank Bachmeier made the mistake.
Just an ill-advised throw by Hank Bachmeier, but UCF got away with one in the backfield. Watch as the receiver comes across. Big Cat Bryant grabs Stephon Cobbs as he goes by. But Hank Bachmeier, you can't throw that ball. That's a jump ball at best. Dylan Lester comes up with the interception.
Boise State offensive coordinator Tim Plow said that Bachmeier has to grow, has to play the position. 3-year starter, that's a costly mistake at this stage in the game. So 2:07 left, still 3 timeouts for the Broncos, UCF with 2. I have a feeling you're about to see a steady diet of Isaiah Bowser.
Dillon Gabriel back at quarterback.
That is a good sign to see Gabriel back at quarterback after taking that hit. For Bowser, it's his first 100-yard game since 2018. He had 3 that season. His career high is 166 yards. And here come the timeouts. Boise State takes their first time out of the 2nd half. Time now to take a look at the PlayStation College Football rankings. Same as it ever was up top. Alabama, Oklahoma, Clemson, Ohio State, and Georgia. Ohio State got the win 45-31 tonight over Minnesota. Row the boat, gave them a little bit early on, but Ohio State was able to pull away. If you're interested in that kind of thing, I believe it was 13 and a hook early on, and that says 14 to me.
Yep.
And Texas A&M, look, Jimbo Fisher got the big extension. Are they a team that can threaten that college football playoff? But I'll tell you what, I've got my eye on Cincinnati and I've got my eye on Iowa State. I think those are two programs with the schedules and the teams to make this thing interesting as we embark on Labor Day weekend in the college football season. Bowser taking the snap at quarterback. I mean, they're going to give him the ball anyway. Why not let him take the snap?
Just snap it to him. Take out the middleman. And he again breaks a tackle in the backfield. It's been so difficult for this Boise State defense to tackle him consistently in the hole. As he's gotten downfield, it's been a little bit easier, but they have an opportunity for no gain to stop Isaiah Bowser, and instead breaks the tackle, makes it a 3rd and 2.
So down under a minute and a half. Boise State still their 2 timeouts. Elected not to use one there. Remember we talked about the Avalos timeout in the first half. Going to change the course of this game. Quick throw to the sideline. And that's going to be a 1st down. Gain of 6. That is Alec Holler on the reception. Hey, coming up next, SportsCenter with Scott Van Pelt, the top moments and reaction from a busy Thursday night in week 1 of the college football season, plus Mel Kiper Jr. on who could be the next surprise in the NFL draft. And get ready for SVP's first edition of Winners. SportsCenter with SVP next right here, ESPN and the ESPN app. Scott, our apologies for the late start for you out there. We had lightning and all kinds of weather. It's Bowser up the middle again. But I will tell you, with a minute 3 left as Boise State takes their 2nd timeout, I am adding 67 points right there, 36-31, right?
Yep.
So 67. The point total in our game, 69.5. We are in play for a bad beat. In play.
This thing is far from over.
If you're into that kind of thing.
Into that kind of thing.
That's it. All right, so Monday, big week of college football and Labor Day weekend. Scott Satterfield leads Louisville against Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss in our primetime college football Labor Day matchup. First ever meeting between the Cardinals and the Rebels, same as this game. Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit on the call from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, ESPN to the ESPN app, one tap. As that Gus Bus is looking to keep those wheels rolling to his first victory here at UCF. 2nd and 9. And that'll be the final timeout for Boise State.
Pushing the pile is Isaiah Bowser. All right, so let's do some math. Say the next play takes 5 seconds. You're down in that 56-second range when that 40-second clock starts. So you're going to be down under 20 seconds. If Boise State's able to get a stop here, you got to come after a punt and then hope for some magic. That Hank Bachmeier interception, just such an ill-advised decision.
We've seen Boise State magic lately.
Yeah, we have. That's a good point.
It is very possible with some of the skilled players they have. Game of weekends. Look, this thing got it started here late on a Thursday night, early Friday morning. Look at these games to highlight the weekend. Number 1, Alabama, 14th ranked Miami. You've got Georgia at Clemson Saturday on ABC. You got Notre Dame and Florida State. That's Sunday. Just a great, great weekend of college football, which got started tonight, albeit a couple of hours late. But I can't wait. If these games over the weekend are as good as this one tonight, we are in store for a fantastic 2021 after what was a very challenging 2020.
And how about the scenes that we've already seen already? I mean, the crowd that stuck around for this game, the crowds that we're going to see this entire weekend It is truly a welcome home to college football, the way it should be. People in the stands, excitement all around.
And I'm not sure if Gabriel meant to keep that, but that was bizarre to say the least. So now 4th down. So you see the clock, play clock at 30, game clock down to 42.
UCF's going to milk every ounce from this play clock and then probably call a timeout.
Stephon Cobbs is going to be deep to receive. He'll have the opportunity to be the hero. So 36-31, 15 seconds left. I'll hop in and play math with you. We'll have time for a punt and 1 play.
Yeah. Boise's out of timeout, so in order to get 2 plays, it'd have to be a 5 or 6 yard gain. I mean, you're Boise State, you can't count on that. So you're either full out going after this punt, trying to get a block, or you're going full on return, trying to get a big return. Either way, as we said, it's going to take some magic for Boise State.
Got a fun night with the American on ESPN. You can have the American on ESPN Plus all season long, including this week. Luke Fickell, Cincinnati, they got a good one against Miami. Love that rivalry out there in Ohio. UCF coming up next week against Bethune-Cookman. But here's the punt. Snap needs to be clean. It is. Punt gets off. Cobbs is going to fair catch at the 35-yard line. So 10 seconds left allows them an opportunity, play to the sidelines, get upfield for 1 final shot.
Yeah, you've got time now for a couple plays. That was a quick punt. Got down, good job on the fair catch securing it. You've got time for about a 7-second play, get out of bounds, and then maybe take a shot to the end zone. So Hank Bachmeier likely trying to be going to the sideline, try and get somewhere around that 50, 45-yard line so that you have the chance to throw the ball in the end zone.
So here we go. 10 seconds left, down 5. Timeout before the play. Gus says he's going to take him with him.
No timeout.
No rollover timeouts. When UCF lined up, it looked like they were giving up the sideline so they could protect anything deep. Gus Malzahn wanted to see how Boise State was going to line up, talk over it with his team.
In between Shakir, Evans, and Cobbs, C.T. Thomas, another one, they've got great receivers. They can get you 15, 20 yards.
That could be a quick
get
jump.
out of bounds
Exactly.
and then go for it.
And what you're going for on this play is close enough for Hank Bachmeier to be able to throw the ball into the end zone. So you feel like a college quarterback can sling it 60-ish yards, so you're trying to get it where he can drop back and be around that 55 so you can get it, or that 45 on the negative side so that you can get it into the end zone.
And make it a jump ball.
But you
ball,
have to
anything
get
can
across
happen.
midfield in order.
This is the must play right here for that to get into play. 7 DBs playing quarters. Bachmeier, that's what he does, goes to the sidelines immediately. Well executed. That's Billy Bowens. So 13 yards.
Now you got to throw the ball in the end zone.
So now you get the ball just about at the 50-yard line, 48 to make it official.
I think Bachmeier's going to have to sling it to get it across the goal line.
So Bachmeier and Boise State, did they have that magic from 2007? Pressure, has to get out of the pocket. Can he get the throw off? It's going to be short, and UCF is going to get a season opening win and a program opening win for Gus Malzahn. What a comeback it was for the former Auburn coach. Ties the largest comeback win in school history and the largest comeback win for Gus Malzahn. Roddy, thoughts?
You could see Gus Malzahn's mouth as he walked to the handshake before the bat, saying, wow, I mean, what a game from start to finish. Welcome back, welcome home, college football. That was awesome. It started late, but we got our money's worth. And this UCF team, their ability to battle, their ability to get things going was impressive.
For those of you who stayed with us, thank you so much. What an entertaining start to the college football season. For Harry Lyles Jr., Roddy Jones, I'm Matt Berry. UCF wins 30.